Hello, good evening. Welcome to another fine day of the Go International. I'm joined, as always, by the Librarian, and I'm also joined,
Hello.
especially for the draft, with Mr. Emu of Jeff.
Good evening, Jeff Drafting.
Jeff Drafting. So we have a little extra bit of insight today.
A drafting panel, if you like.
The person that we were going to get casting with us is not joining us, so he's just told me that they're not joining for this cast tonight. They're not casting at all tonight, which might mean this is a free cast.
Oh my god.
Baby. We'll see
Baby,
how this
a
goes
free
then.
cast.
God, I've got to actually provide content now, you know that.
Oh, you mean we might have 2 viewers?
Yeah. We'll see.
Cool. That's more listens and views than the podcast ever will get. I'm very happy about that. How are you two fine gentlemen tonight?
Fine. Tired, as always.
Always well. Always tired. Yeah.
I live in a perpetual state of tired, I find.
Yeah. It's just life. I think I've just accepted it at this point. It's not changing.
Is it still incredibly hot where you are?
Today was way cooler. Much cooler.
It's buggered off. It has buggered off. It's quite nice.
You lucky goons.
What are you still in the boiler?
It is 30 degrees, and last night I made the mistake leaving my balcony door open while I was recording or start to record certain things and play games in the evening, and then I was swamped by mosquitoes. So wasn't too great. Yeah, I killed me and Maselway. We killed 7 of them fuckers just in the living room, and then we hunted as well in the bedroom. So it's not great. And now the door's closed in here. It's like probably 25, 26 degrees or something, and I'm slowly melting.
Well, I've got pants on for the first time in like a week. This is
just been pantsless.
Brilliant.
Like any pants.
Yeah, it's an honor to be able to put them back on. To be honest,
That's the Jeff speciality.
We've been playing all our games with no clothes on. We've all discussed this. All the games we had this week, we've all been naked playing.
Buck naked.
Oh,
to the world.
was Grumpy Nerd in on that?
I don't know. Oh my god.
Or was he fully clothed in like winter clothing as a stand-in because he had to?
There wasn't much discussing with Grumpy last game. He was just burping into the mic until Schmucks muted him. He was... So, I've not seen anything from iShitters drafting yet, by the way. All I know about Wogan's is what we played against them.
Have you watched any games so far?
I've seen some of the Bad Lads games. I've seen some of Spherical's games.
Mm-hmm.
But I've not been watching profusely.
I mean, it's probably also lots if you have to play.
To play and to watch. I don't know how anyone's got the time to do both.
And then to like go to work and do other things.
Work? Whew.
I know.
Who would do that?
But I have no read at all on the GTI meta, apart from what we've done. So I don't know what people are playing, to be honest.
I think they just pick broken things, and then there are some teams that pick the same weird things that you discussed and introduced, maybe. Yesterday there was a Brew Pos one and a Midbane in one of the games of Bingus Academy.
Yes.
So your pup strategies have been spotted and copied.
I think the brew thing is not ours. I think Schmuck watched the pro game and wanted brew one, and I just sort of said okay. But Bane, I love Bane. I'm gonna be honest. He's my favorite lad this patch. I was saying this to FedEx. I was like, what I think they've done at Valve is I think the balancing office is just 2 really old men smoking massive doobs.
I think you're lucky if
thinking
two
of the highest numbers they can think of and then just putting them into Bane. Like every one of his spells is busted. Put up.
But I mean, he's still lacking the old support treatment that Valve gave every other support, namely give them lane push from minute 1. So
we have the
that
draft.
is one thing. He
Right.
doesn't have wave clear.
Right, we've got a draft, gentlemen. I'm glad that there's that little line in the middle telling you who's getting to ban and who's getting to pick, because genuinely, the new one throws me off so much. I only just got used to the old picking and banning order. Now, we've chucked in a brand new one for me to think about.
Emu, does it actually feel differently to draft in a new system?
Yeah, I'd say so. The more bans on the first is pretty nice. Either way, just because you can ban out more of the shit that no one wants to play against.
Okay. And that's also the common ban strategy, you would say, for most games that you've played so far, like teams that banned against you, but also the bans that you had with Jeff?
I mean, we have like our strategy for banning, putting it out into the world, is to ban Nature's Prophet every game.
5 seconds.
Because any player can just teleport to the Wisdom Rooms every 7 minutes and stop you from getting any of them.
It's pretty broken,
So-
considering how strong Wisdom Runes are. It's pretty broken. They can just
Yeah,
teleport straight to the end.
you,
I mean, I guess you
just
have to.
never get them.
You have to then play against it, right? You have to then
Yeah.
be waiting on the Wisdom Rune to intercept them and practically give
But
them the chance.
that's you give up like half the map to do it. It's
Yeah.
just ban the hero, isn't it? It's like it's way easier to deal with that way.
It's also like once he hits level 6, he still, like the ultimate is crazy.
Yeah,
From a
it-
position
his hit
like
is
5
busted.
even.
But yeah, I mean, if you have first pick, you kind of want to just pick Gyro, I think. And if you have second pick, you want to ban Gyro. That's pretty much our
Even
our
after the
philosophy.
patch.
Well,
Yeah,
here we are,
Okay.
5 bans in and no ban for Gyrocopter yet. We have had a
But
Warlock
Nature's
and a
Prophet is banned.
Nature's Prophet is banned. We've had a Warlock and a Juicer ban. I mean, Warlock I understand because Fatal Bonds is so strong, especially with goons who just who are attracted to each other like magnets. Like opposite poles of a magnet, they constantly stick into little groups, little clusters, and it just makes it ideal Warlock games always.
that is a weird ban, I will say.
What,
Warlock?
Disruptor?
No, the Disruptor.
Well,
Oh, the Disruptor. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
I would. Do you think that's a
5 seconds.
they have a strategy in
4,
mind, like they
3,
don't want to be glimpsed back constantly with like a Dawnbreaker or something?
Radiant time.
And there's the Gyro
Right,
ban.
why would you ban it though? You're on first pick.
I know.
Maybe if they really don't want to play it, but
Who's-
I'd say just-
isn't it? Is it Wogan who's +1 for? It is, isn't it?
yeah.
So I
Hmm.
guess he really doesn't want to play Gyro now, which I think is,
It's
that's a change.
reasonable.
He used to play in the first couple of series. He played Gyro.
10 seconds.
The
I
thing
think
is,
they
the hero,
PA or something on Wogan.
We're starting in 5
the
seconds.
Gyro
melee.
hero is so strong though. It's like you can play it mid and 4, and it's just as good.
All right,
just-
Dyer's turn.
PB. Mid PB for Hellboy.
Probably. It's being picked up by a lot of teams on mid. I'm not sure that it's strong enough on 3. I think the getting levels and then get shit done is good, and Hellboy needs active heroes. Okay, they picked the silence against it. Just a reasonable counter with the slow and global silence, I
What
would
I'm
say.
a little bit surprised in is that rather than that Disruptor ban, they didn't ban a something like
10 seconds.
Venge.
Just long enough to regret every
Because-
choice you've made if you hurry.
Jido has been having some serious
5 seconds.
impact on Vengeful Spirit. So I'm a little bit surprised that I should just didn't ban
Who's-
that out.
Do we know whose hero Silencer is? Is it Chrono?
I would say depends where they're playing it, but if they're playing it support, it's going to be Chrono, right?
I'm not convinced about this hero, to be honest. I don't think it counts as Primal. I think Primal just charges on him and just walks on him
We're
until
10
he
seconds
dies.
out. Plenty of time
But he
to
doesn't
develop
care
an
if he gets
answer you're level,
slowed,
if
and
that's what's in your
you're not
mind.
going to ult to stop the
5
Primal,
seconds.
I don't
4,
think,
3,
with Global, because it's like the cooldown is so much longer.
All right, Dyer gets
Maybe it's just a comfort pick, which is probably better to play Silencer if it's comfort, but I don't
Okay.
understand it.
So, inside line from chat is that Daniel played Silencer mid in a different game. So maybe this is a mid
Right.
Silencer. And the question is, did he win with it? That's the important bit of information. Because if he
Let's
did,
give
I mean, they've
won
won
one.
a single game so far,
Yeah.
so chances are that they didn't win. But I mean, it makes sense to pick up the Silencer if they know the mid matchup and if they think like Silencer can hold up against the Primal Beast and then still be impactful in the later game.
I can see
Um,
that. If this is the mid matchup, I can see why you'd
5
pick it,
seconds.
but it's like it's assuming a lot because it's a first pick primal.
It is also, you have a very active mid on Wogan's Wizards, and then
Okay, there's the Venge pick. I guess that's why they didn't ban it, as they were thinking about it for them. Is this more Chrono's tempo?
10 seconds left.
The Vengeful Spirit?
8 now. We're starting
Isn't
in 5
Chrono?
seconds with
Well, what are his heroes? I've only ever seen him play Shadow Shaman, so I don't know what he plays.
Let's have a quick look and see what Chrono's been up to recently.
That's a cool hero. That could also go mid.
Okay.
Wogan's a really good mid hero at the
Yeah.
moment. They probably won't risk it, but it's Giga strong because it's universal as well.
So Chrono
So you can-
has typically played more with what I've described as the goon supports, i.e.
We're starting in 5 seconds with or without.
His the Jakiro's Undying, a little bit of AA it looks like, or one of his most played. He's also played Warlock and Lion a bit in the Goons National. Don't see any sign of a Silencer or a Venge on there, so this could be a rogue one. Maybe it is a DanielTheWise mid Silencer, and then this is a 4 Vengeful Spirit.
Can't really see until they pick more heroes. I don't think. I think you can move these heroes around, like all of these heroes. It just depends. I mean, usually, if I was drafting against Primal, I'd want to play like Rubik, because you can just lift him out of the charge.
Yeah.
that's a very nasty combo.
Oh,
It
you're
is.
back. Oh, the Grimstroke.
I am back. Yeah.
Grimstroke, Inkswell onto the Primal Beast, charges in, stuns them all,
10
he stomps
seconds.
them for a
Dispel
while.
as well.
The Dispel, the Shard is very nice.
5 seconds.
This has been picked up a lot more. The change to that E, being able to pop it a little bit earlier, is so big for the hero.
Mhm.
So far, no real surprises, I think, from either draft. This Silencer is a little bit of a rogue one still. I mean, it does a lot of team... It's like great for the team fight, if you've got the follow-up, or if you want to stop them going on you. Okay, that's Chrono's hero. So this must
yeah,
be a mid-Silencer, and then a 4 Vengeful Spirit, 4...
But I don't like it.
No,
3
I
squishy
really don't like it.
sandwiches. Oy, oy, oy. I think they should have picked up the axe maybe to counter the dazzle.
I don't think. I mean, the increase to Axe's Culling Blade damage is nice, but I still don't think he's the dazzle counter that he used to be.
They need
That's
some
true.
like
Suffers in
front
lane,
line.
but yeah.
They really badly need some like catch in front line on the Chrono
Yeah,
stack.
looking
You-
very squishy
like,
on the iShitters.
What do you do if they pick like Storm Spirit? You can't say Silencer counters it because it just doesn't. Like, if you just have Storm Spirit jumping all these 3 heroes, they just die, and that's without any of the other team doing it.
So it's Hellboy mid for Wogan. So I would think we're gonna see maybe a Pango. There's the Dawnbreaker that I was thinking about. So this is Maselway, I imagine, on 3 playing Dawnbreaker. Is it going to be another Goon Dawnbreaker where they go Echo Blade, Echo Saber, Deso, and then by the time
Yes,
they get to Deso, the game is
of course
done.
it's.
So they end up with what's the prediction? 1 stack on the Deso, maybe, because they got it and they happened to get a kill as it arrived. I love Dawnbreaker as a hero. I think it's brilliant. But something about the change they made to it with the stun. Okay. Well,
No, it's
Wogan.
that is a disgusting pick. It's
Awful.
actually really good. It's really good.
It's a great pick. Yeah, I was said about talk about Storm Spirit blowing them up. I mean, AM blinks on you. That's a dead silence, a dead AA.
10 seconds.
Maybe even a dead Venge on top.
I think one of the reasons as well, just to go back to Dawnbreaker for a second, I think the reason it's losing so much is because it forces this really defensive sort of play style. Because you can't initiate on heroes, right? You have to wait for them to start a fight to ult on it, and it just feels like you're playing from behind the entire game, and you don't get a lot of options out of it. Like, it's really good if they like overcommit, but you're sort of just waiting for their team to do something.
Yeah, I think maybe
10 seconds.
Goon's not using the ult
Yeah.
with any
We're starting
impact,
in 5 seconds,
enough
with or
impact.
without.
It's hard because I think even in pro games, I think people are playing this and it's suffering. I don't know. I think something about the change means people are picking it way more often, like expecting it to be really giga broken. But to be honest, I think I've seen it do better in the 4 and 5 position than I have in a in the core role. But again, that's entirely subjective from my subjective experience rather than actually the truth of it. Probably the truth is it's probably giga stomping.
5 seconds.
Rather than me just guessing.
Do we know that this is primal mid, or do we think it's off?
I think it's primal mid, but I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, because I mean it's Hellboy mid. What have we seen him play so far? We've seen him play Pango.
Radiant gets the ban.
What else have we seen him in?
I'll tell you what, lad. For iShitters, it's a cracking meepo game.
Yeah, I mean, do we see? I mean, it's DanielTheWise meepo, and then it would have to be carry Silencer or carry Venge, I guess. Carry Venge could be
10
possible.
seconds left.
I don't know whether
Now.
Venge is.
It's a strange draft, and this Night Stalker ban I don't get.
4.
No.
I would have been if I'd.
We'll see what
I'm
happens.
not fully honest. I might have been thinking about picking up Night Stalker instead of the Stormbreaker. Is that they need a really beefy frontliner, and who does that right now for them? Because Dawnbreaker can either go in or be the counter initiate. I stand by this that it does not work as both.
Dyer's
Yeah.
If you're the one going in, you're not playing around the ult, you're playing around your other spells and
That's
beefing up.
counter to the dawn.
Yeah, that's a. This must be a mid primal then.
They came
Mid
back.
primal.
Yeah, it will be.
All right, I owe you
The
five.
3 is.
Offlane
It might be
mix?
honestly. It might be mid dazzle. Like I.
Oh god, could be mid dazzle.
10
Could be
seconds.
mid grim as
There's
well
enough to
actually.
regret every choice
It wouldn't be
made
super
in
impactful.
Dazzle's very very strong
We're
mid.
starting in
Yeah.
5 seconds with
Can
a
always flex it though.
Do we think it's a mid Nyx?
No,
The mid Nyx.
mid Nyx.
I mean,
actually, maybe it is. It'd be terrifying. Mid Nyx.
it is also an active hero for Hellboy.
Yeah, it likes its active heroes, so I'd be interested
Trying
to
to think.
see whether what iShitters pick up as their final pick here. Presumably they're picking
Carry.
up One, but what are they looking at? I guess maybe Juggernaut is my prediction. I think looking at what's in the pool, what does
It's
that do
very
play?
hard to play
Gakeus
Jug,
here.
I think.
It's Dota time.
Spectre,
Oh,
okay. I don't think that does
yeah.
anything in this game. Honestly,
Their draft is so slow.
it's so
that's the issue.
squishy.
I mean, they have global presence on 4 of their heroes.
Yeah,
True.
great. On their ultimates, on cooldown.
So it's primal mid.
It is a mid primal beast, an off-lane Nyx assassin. Razor was in the pool, I think, so I'm surprised that that's the pickup. Because I don't know, if they pick Razor here, one of 85% Black and Mild's specialist heroes, I would say. I don't see what they could do against it.
Right, my closing thoughts on the draft. iShitters have gooned it. I hate that draft.
Okay.
I actually hate that
They've
draft.
gone for a white, blue, and purple draft, and it's gonna backfire spectacularly.
Right, I'll leave you two to it. Do your casting. I'll be back for game 2. I'll make some notes and all the rest.
All right. Thank you, Emu.
Lovely.
Alright,
Thank you
bye-bye.
for joining us, Emu.
What a lovely cover for the draft. Also to cover, once again, for my audio issues. Apologies.
That's good, actually. I didn't have to ramble so much this time.
Yeah, that's really good. We should always have that. And maybe we need to have that for the whole game too, and have Emu in here the whole time, because I don't know what is going on currently, but it's not great.
Right, here we go then. iShitters have a very squishy draft, but they have got, like you said, a little global presence. Let's see if they can pull this off in this game. Just wanna.
You ready? Let's do it.
Okay, there we are. Got a
Right.
spectator cam on now. I forgot to check audio. Did you?
I did set my audio settings, yeah.
Okay, here we go then.
Do we... What makes me question iShitters draft even more is that Maselway doesn't really have a high rank on Dawnbreaker, so I doubt that Maselway played the hero quite a lot. I think that makes me even question the most, because Dawn is a lot about feeling, like knowing when to cast spells and when not to, I would say. But I mean, let's see how he pulls it off. But at least we have Daniel on the signature hero, Silencer. I think Epic Doom plays quite a lot of Spectre, and both Chrono and Cleese seem to be also relatively comfortable with their heroes, I would say, looking at the hero levels.
So I should just went for the old wraparound to try and catch someone sitting in Radiant Jungle,
This is
but
a good opportunity
no Plague
to
First
learn.
Blood given out here.
I hope your
Nope.
shoulders are
No
broad
even
enough to
clash
It's
the
mirrored
runes, it looks
movement.
like.
Let's get the crap.
Yeah.
You will be carrying
They just
your
split
team
top
together.
half and bottom half.
Yeah, 2 runes apiece. It's going to be an interesting mid matchup. DanielTheWise, mid Silencer against Primal Beast. I could not tell you who wins this. It's not one of those lineups where you think of regularly.
Yeah, I think it depends a little bit. I can like
Oh,
and we have a pause and
Yes,
the
we-
Wogan disconnect. The patented Wogan disconnect. Okay, but that leaves us time to speculate a little bit about
Before we do.
mid matchup. Yeah.
you may notice that we have the very nice Tournament Edition overlay. Shout out to Buka and Sons fan for that.
Yeah.
It's great. So if you aren't aware, you can hover over the abilities and items in game, find out what they do, find out what items the heroes have, and it's excellent. It's an excellent extension. Very, very helpful and very useful. What's the tournament rules on pausing? Assume it's there.
They have 15 minutes, I think. I think, but Ari would need to inform us about that. But I would say probably gentleman's agreement. It's a relatively early start to the game. They probably wait for Wogan to be back.
Yeah,
I think Wogan is known to disconnect from games from time to time, but he's also known to reconnect. So
nor the first nor the last time.
yeah, let's hope it's the last time
Let's hope
and
so.
the first time. Okay, mid matchup. What do you think? Based on speculation.
I think Daniel could. I don't know. I don't think he harasses this Primal
That was
out of
unreal.
lane. I think he should focus instead on denying as much as he can and getting as many last hits as he can. I think he's going to struggle to push the Primal Beast out of lane for any length of time, just because he's a very tanky boy. Particularly once he gets this bracer he's already got queued up. He already has a ton of health. And even like Arcane Curse, he's taking Glaives of Wisdom first point. I don't know enough about Silencer, even as a mid hero.
I'm not really sure if I like it, to be honest.
I would think he'd take Arcane Curse, but maybe he's thinking to try and secure with that little tiny bit more damage.
But I think, like, if you compare, like, he can only use Glaives of Wisdom on enemy creeps, so he can't really deny with it, and there's a 12 point or 11 point damage difference at level 1 between Primal Beast and Silencer. So I would assume, like, if they really try to battle it out for last hits, Hellboy should have this. I think Hellboy probably wants to push the lane with Trample, because Silencer doesn't really want to farm on the tower. So I assume that that Hellboy will try to just push waves. Oh, we have the reconnect. Nice.
There we go.
We'll try to push the waves, and now Daniel took the spell that doesn't allow him to shove the wave back with Glaives of Wisdom. So I'm interested to see how this goes. But I have a feeling it's not going well.
Just waiting for Wogan to fully reconnect.
Yeah.
It looks like a complete internet break, not just
Yeah, it looks like
not
it.
just Dota.
Maybe he did the old emu and kicked the PC.
And for only that reason is why you should have your PC on the desk. Nothing to do with dust blocking the fans or dust and dirt getting into the computer. No. Just so that you don't accidentally rage kick the power button off.
Yeah. What do we think about the side lanes?
I think the Grimstroke lane, which looks to be Grim and... Is it Grim and AM? Yeah, it
I
looks
think it's
to be.
great Grim AM, yeah.
I don't see them killing the Dawn, but if this Venge gets out of position, could easily go down. Actually, Dawn is relatively squishy early levels as well. I could see them taking both, especially if the hammer's used already to to try and deny a last. Oh no.
Okay, and now we have Epic Doom going to the door.
Yeah. Yes, especially if this hammer's used to try and secure a last hit. They might try to capitalize on that. Just slow from Grim with
This is
keep
a
hitting
good
him with mana
opportunity
break.
to learn.
This could be quite an easy kill on either Dawn or the bench.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
and
lost
Wogan is gone again. Ay, ay, ay.
Please don't.
So, I honestly think I wouldn't mind AM getting an Orb of Venom this lane, because with the Orb of Venom and the mana break and the Grimstroke E, they have a really nice combo to kill. To kill enemy heroes. And also, I think the E plus the Wogan AM blink on top of a hero is a nice way to initiate and actually put AM to work in a lane. So maybe going something like maybe even a Vanguard AM. I think that could work in this lane. Just like play Giga aggro and bully the Maselway and the Cleese Venge out of this lane. But then again, I mean, Dawn and Venge are also pretty strong lane. But then again, I also really don't like taking Magic Missile level 1. I'm not a big fan.
I like Magic Missile level 1. I do think this is a really good tool to secure last hits, like the last hit on the range creep, for example, which you shouldn't need to do in this lane because you have a Dawn who can throw a hammer, but then that pushes the wave. Whereas the wave,
but it's Wave of Terror does 5 less damage here,
but Goon's taking,
and it is AOE.
Yeah, Goon's taking this is a good chance for them to push the lane to heck. So I don't trust Goon's taking this, including myself in that category. This is great, especially if we're considering that they looped round. They might have been thinking about trying to get a first blood. So who knows?
Who knows? But I think honestly, Epic Doom is on his way to the top lane, and I think Cleese and Maselway, they are just falling back and see where the lane starts. Wogan reconnected now. I think everyone should be here, but we probably wait for. And Wogan is gone again.
Okay. Oh no, it could be one of these. I don't know. This might be a disaster in the making if Wogan's unable to connect for any length of time.
Kieran, this might be the legendary breakout casting game for you, because you have to fill an hour of Wogan disconnecting, reconnecting.
While waiting, thank you to people that have followed the channel. I appreciate that. Hopefully, we're casting some more good international games. Hopefully, enough to get affiliate, and then I can have a stupid emote. That's what we all really want, is a stupid emote. So, thank you everyone that's followed so far. While I've been busy rambling about the lanes.
What do you think about top lane? Because then we have everything out of the way theory-wise, and we can just focus on what's going on in the game.
Oh yeah, okay. I don't know. This is a lot of like. I've never thought of this combo before, Dazzle Nyx, but I think it must be horrible to play into. Let's say this is going to be AA coming top, right?
Yeah.
If the Dazzle gets a slow on you and starts right-clicking with Poison Touch, and then Nyx gets a single Q on the Impale off on you, and you're just left kind of still in Dazzle clicking range, maybe even Nyx clicking range, I think you're dead. I don't think you're even maybe on Spectre in this lane, because early doors, I'm not expecting Spectre to be harassing, like really struggling, really performing well in lane.
I mean, I would say the only thing I like I think the lane could work. Nyx is not a great laner, but I think Dazzle should make up for it. I wouldn't mind for Jido to rush a Blightstone, and then they just try to hawk this Ancient Apparition. And if AA does what most AAs do in our lanes, I would say, at our level, namely sit behind the Spectre and let the Spectre tank all the right-click damage from Dazzle, I think that's a win. So I think Wogan's Wizards should have all 3 lanes. if Wogan manages to connect his potato to the interwebs. But we'll see.
Maybe it could be a lobby issue as well in combination. Dota 2 not known for its well known I think for its spaghetti code. Code leakier than a shit full of holes. They're saying G, but is it G?
They're saying G. Okay,
Flexes.
let's pray to Gaben. The game is unpaused.
And we're
We
back.
cursed
Are
it,
we
let's-
on the go?
We're good to go. Let's go.
We're good to go. It only took us 15 minutes to get here, but
First
we're here.
Yeah, we said. Does Daniel really want to be trying to harass Hellboy out this lane? Probably not. Probably wants to just be securing those last hits and denies. Wogan may reconnect it, but he's already taking a bunch of harass from the hammer from Dawn. And
I'm
Cleese
gonna
is
be
cute.
watching mid lane like a hawk.
Okay,
You do
I'll-
the other lanes.
I will keep an eye on the lanes then, yeah. Because I think that there could be some action going on here. Cleese, having blocked the camp, stands in it to make it look like he hasn't blocked it with a sentry. Little cunning maneuver. I think in terms of CS, Wogan may have a slightly easier time than Dawn. Just I think he's maybe a little bit more experienced in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, AM also has a pretty good animation for last hits, so I think,
Dawn's is quite slow.
yeah. The wind up of the old hammer.
Yeah, they've got a quite nice setup here with the magic missile into hammer throw. I think you want to be saving this until you hit level 2 maybe, and you can get the full combo of you throw this hammer and immediately stun, and then you follow up the Starbreaker. It's a lot of damage. Like, people underestimate at level 2 how much damage this is. You know, it doubles in damage, up to 180 damage at level 2. And I think that people may underestimate that a little bit.
Radiant's middle tower is
I can report from the mid lane that Daniel is actually doing relatively well on the old deny, so I eat my hat. Because this lane is not going as I expected, but now Primal Beast is level 3, and I think that's a pretty big power spike, so let's see what happens from now on, because Daniel is maxing Glaives of Wisdom, so he has very little ways to protect himself.
Rim dropping very low,
And
thanks to the stun from Cleese and the follow with the Wave of Terror. But Wogan comfortably CSing here. Jido basically harassing Chrono out of lane, it looked like, with the Poison Touch. Which is what I roughly expected from this. I don't know how Nyx fares with the last hitting against a Spectre though. Seems to be doing pretty well, top of the CS so far. Still no deaths yet. Which means that I'm inevitably gonna miss the first blood because I'll be looking elsewhere at the time.
gonna be watching like a hawk, but mid lane is my best guess.
You think it's gonna be
Because Daniel, even though Daniel is slightly ahead on levels because of the denies, I think just like he's now extremely vulnerable.
okay.
Because he's standing on Hellboy's high ground.
Well, Nixon and Jido on Dazzle comfortably sitting under their own tower pretty much. Jido grabbing the top Lotus. Bottom Lotus. It's a bit picked up by
Oh, action midline.
way on top of
Daniel being gone on. Oh, okay, but he's
Have quite damage.
away.
Has got a bottled with.
Action in the bot line.
Not, or could be enough for the stun. Wogan wants to carry
It
on.
is.
Could. Oh, it
Oh,
was
and it's-
close, but
it's a shared kill.
oh
my God.
that's unfortunate there. I think that's
That is a break for the iShitters, though.
yeah.
That's a
What
lane
finished
recovered
off
in
the,
one.
Can't see what finished off the Grimstroke.
I think it was the blood grenade. That was
Okay, that's why it
chucked
showed as a
by
shared damage.
by Cleese.
Yeah, the last tick of the blood grenade did it. Yeah. Interesting that doesn't show as a kill for that person, but as a shared kill. I guess it counts as environmental damage almost.
Might have also been the hammer lingering damage plus the blood grenade or something.
Yeah.
So we never know.
Well, Daniel's comfortably CSing against this against the Hellboy Primal Beast, so nothing too much to worry about there. And actually, the lanes are looking pretty even. Nyx is definitely having a great lane, but I think that's a lot in part due to Gido on the Dazzle. Putting a lot of work into may get caught out here. Heal's still there.
There's some good trading going on in the midline. No, I'm watching midline like a hawk.
I'm watching it as well now. It looks like Hellboy running from Daniel's.
But he's turning.
It's a bait. Gets the stomps off. He does get the stomps off. Daniel thought he could stand there and fight this. I'm not sure he wants to do that.
Oh my god.
Will probably potentially tick down to Curse here. No,
Hellboy is fine. Yeah.
That was well balanced then from Hellboy. Really, just on the edge of his health, gets the kill on him.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Daniel recognizing that.
Yep.
Game recognizing.
Appreciating the gaming.
Yeah. Yeah, Wogan having no issue CSing here, despite that death. Still a few CS and a few denies of Maselway, and able to just basically zone him out in combination with the Grim. Venge is off doing Venge things, I believe. Blocking camps. Trying to block camps.
Just getting bounty runes, I think, currently. But returning back to lane, and I think Hellboy will probably use region. Yeah.
Thrilled with that, I suspect.
Yeah. Because that enables either a fight in the midline or a gank, and it's a fight in the midline.
It's level 6. Don't know if he's able to follow up much on this. Daniel does get off the because I think
I call cowardice.
I think if
Hellboy sure as hell could have gotten that.
I think if he'd queued that and charged with the tower, that's probably a gill.
Yeah.
But maybe there's something to be gained from leaving Daniel in some comfortable position of not wanting to step up to the lane, not wanting to go back to base. A little competition for the 7-minute rune here. Great stun by Jake. Times it perfectly.
Yeah, well
picks
done.
up the wisdom rune.
And I think he should try to deny to the Ancients now, but he doesn't do that.
Oh, good silence, ship me. This will give him a nice little bit of health back.
Okay, but Maselway is over. Yeah.
Unfortunately not. Hellboy floating for the rune, potentially, but not early. There's the charge. Gets the stomp off. Has his ult available, but it will get silenced before he can get a chance to use it. There's rotations coming in from Venge. Will it be enough?
Yeah. I think it's just posturing, but it gives Wogan a free farm on this tower currently. So
silencer ult used to stop the Primal Beast pulverize.
Oh, and the third hero coming in the dawn.
They want this kill. Swap not available, and he's out with the charge. No real fear here. 8-minute rune has just spawned. It's top. Gakeus will have just seen it, so he's probably told Hellboy where it is. Meanwhile, this gives Wogan a free lane to CS to his heart's content.
Yeah, Wogan's living the best of his life.
And 85% black and mild, showing no signs of any fear from this AA and Spectre combo. Quite happily just CSing. Still sitting comfortably top of the CS.
I am surprised that an offlane Nyx actually works.
Yeah, it's a bad omen, isn't it? Start seeing it in Goon games.
Well, not necessarily. It could just be
hunting for Wogan now. He's 2-level advantage over him. Pops the invis that he has. He's gonna wait around, wait for the Arcane Curse to finish.
But I'm not sure that that's a good idea. Oh, Dawnbreaker ult's coming in.
I think. Oh, the Grade is a nice save there. Probably a little bit early, but it does mean that's Dawnbreaker ult down.
Oh, it's a turnaround there.
Very nice. Timing on that. Whether Hellboy wants to come in on this, we'll see. He does. Oh, the good
stun.
Great stun. But Daniel still goes down to Nyx Assassin.
And meanwhile, look at Wogan.
Farming. Now top of the CS.
Farming, but also Epic Doom finally having a free lane.
Yeah, good
also getting some CS. And I think 85% looks for the kill with his level 6.
Yeah, there we are.
There it is.
Didn't even necessarily need Hellboy coming in there. Hello, Raiders. How did the other game go? Hi, Soups.
Dyer's middle tower is taking one hell of a beating.
This is a comfortably looking,
Dyer's middle tower is insured.
like Wogan's Wizards are, have a good idea in mind of how they want to play, which is just keep pushing iShitters off the map a little bit.
Yeah.
Keep killing Daniel. Keep pushing the lanes wherever they can.
Top tower, I'd shut my eyes right now.
I really like Hellboy on active heroes in the mid line. I think he does a marvelous job in creating space for the rest of his team and like making action happen, because Wogan is a very passive carry. So I think like Hellboy really brings the aggression to the team that they need.
Easy kill for Hellboy on the Ancient Apparition. Just a charge needed, and that's enough. Maybe sticking around looking for more, maybe just looking to fresh the tower a little bit.
Yeah. I think they're gonna try. They still have the catapults, and I honestly think either iShitters need to bring numbers to the top lane, or Epic Do needs to leave now, because otherwise this will happen.
Global goes down. Cleese probably going to fall to the Nyx here. Under tower, get the kill on Cleese.
Looks like Dyer's top tower is in some trouble.
And that's it. They decided bring all of us to the top lane. We're gonna take this tower. But in response, we got CTV's bot. Wogan sees us coming and hopefully backs out of this.
Dyer's top tower is really taking a beating.
That's good.
I think Wogan's Wizards, they mean business today.
Yeah.
Brick belly up.
Look at them, objective-based gaming, grouping up around their massive chunky primal beast and just getting shit done on the map. And I think DanielTheWise is the next to fall in his own jungle.
Wars. Yeah, probably get him here. Doesn't even need the ultimate to do so. Very,
And in theory, I like what iShitters are doing currently. They have 3 heroes bottom, but they are not really pushing the tower.
I think Gdo
they are
just kills. Short of an intervention, just kills Aya here, yep. And a great to save. And Hellboy comes in. A little bit of early mana void from Wogan, but looking to pick up the kill on Maselway. Do have an ultimate available on Nyx. Could use that for the extra speed to catch Maselway. Oh, they don't seem to.
Going for Epic Doom is good.
Yeah. The slightly pricier target, I think. But then, have we got any?
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened, yeah. As in many Goon games. Yeah, that's good. It's got some good target prioritization there, but they just couldn't catch up to the thing. I think they probably could have if they'd all gone for the Epic Doom and they'd used Nyx ults. Nyx does have a Dagon, by the way. They like level 1 Dagon.
Oh wow, okay, Dagon finished. So that means it's a solo kill on the map on any support, even without the Dagon used just now.
Good stuff. Radiant's courier just took a dirt.
And he's instantly queuing up the Dagon 5. So
Hellboy. Epic Doom probably doesn't want to fight this. Has used Dagger, has used the Blade Mail. Probably doesn't want to stick around for much more of that.
Nope.
Now they finally ultimate.
Is in trouble,
I like it. I think it's good to push waves. It's 20 seconds.
This is game 1.
25-second cooldown.
Yeah, we had a bit
specifically with the arcane rune, so yeah.
We had a bit of a pause because of internet issues with Wogan, so now we're a little bit behind. Yeah, you could say they're playing passive. I don't know whether necessarily they had some issues from the draft alone, I think. Who on their team really sets the tempo here? You've got a Spectre who wants to come in afterwards, so is it the Dawn who sets the tempo? Let me guess. Oh, rushing a Harpoon, I was incorrect. I mean, it's gonna be Gakeus.
They see this Nyx.
See the Nyx, but that's a lot of damage onto Epic Doom straight off the bat, and that's not used, has not used.
Oh, and there's the Hellboy coming.
Hellboy coming in. Hellboy's positioning has been brilliant. He's always been just close enough to be able to join these fights after it's kicked off. Dagon has been used now. Doesn't look like a big killer master, but he won't be able to get away with the Dawn Hammer.
Oh.
Yeah, Nyx finishes off the kill.
And I think iShitters fall again into the trap of bringing heroes to a fight that is already lost instead of pushing waves. I think, for example, someone should be in the bot lane currently and trying to get this XP and farm that is desperately needed on some of the heroes. Like, we don't have... Chrono doesn't have ultimate yet, 15 minutes into the game. It's very XP starved. I think Jido is doing fine, all things considered, but I specifically think Maselway should play in a side lane because ultimate is up. So they should play away from the fight on the Dawnbreaker.
Looking at catching this Nyx, but has ultimate available and will just run from it. Not really. It's sort of got this defensive sentries up for Dire in their jungle, but that's not where they're wanting to play now. Now they've got ice.
Instead, they're ganking Epic Doom in the bot lane.
Gornal comes in, won't be enough to save him. Instead, this will be a kill on Wogan potentially. Oh, not enough. Can't direct the Dawn Q without the shards, so he isn't able to get a kill. Maselway should live here. Hellboy, meanwhile, pushing top lane into the tower.
Yeah, and I think this defense now might finally turn into a tower push for the iShitters. I think they could just, kill Wogan.
Wogan will go down. Hellboy is now teleporting across them to try and create a ruckus with... Now with Global down, it's a great swap. What a great swap that was. Pulled him from out of position for a kill. That was a very, very good swap. Now this is a tower they can take. Great ultimate used, along with silence. Not necessarily sure you want to be taking this fight still. And in fact, it's a brilliant Nyx stun. Gets 4. Do manage to get the kill.
Oh, and Cleese might go down to the tower.
Hello, I think I'm back. Apologies, there was an unexpected DC there.
Bounty.
Turns out I missed a fight in my absence.
No reaction from the team, so
I lost
this is looking like a rough game.
I haven't heard a word of what you said in the last 2 minutes as I've been DC'd.
Oh, okay. Well,
the internet completely conked out.
Oh, is the stream still going? No,
should be
of
back
course
now.
not. Okay, well then I cast it into the void for people to hear it on the ticket then. Yeah, we are seeing a turnaround fight now from iShitters actually picking up a kill, and to get everyone else up to speed. I think Wogan's Wizards are trying to split up the map. Wogan has finished his Battle Fury and he's doing what an AM should do at this moment. He hits creeps and he splits the map and farms the enemy ancient stacks. I don't know if he actually can kill the ancient stack, but he's bloody well give it a good... Oh, he might go down. Oh my god, 100 HP. Okay, are we fixed again on technical things?
Just checking.
Good. Okay. I was wondering where you were.
No, I just some DC. I think the heat is causing some technical issues a little bit. It's starting to get very warm in here again. So.
Okay.
So in my absence, I saw that we missed a return kill on the iShitters. I assume that was the bottom push.
Yeah, we also had... were you still there for the massive engagement for the bot tier 1 tower where 8 heroes died?
I saw them where they killed the all but white Wogan's Wizards, and then...
Yeah, it was, I think, 4 apiece or something that died, or 5-3, I don't know, but was a good fight. But I think still, Wogan's Wizards are kind of in command of this game. If you go to net worth, if you haven't already, we have 3 cores at the top, and I think only the Spectre being competitive on the farm. But I'm not sure that Spectre is able to fight in the next minutes. And so far, the global strat hasn't really worked out for iShitters. They haven't used the Spectre ult proactively to get kills on the map. But I mean, maybe that's just something that is coming with level 12 on the Spectre.
Daniel might fall foul of a hunting Nyx Assassin here. Stun setup, doesn't even need the second stun. It's enough.
Oh, and
Good
they are
leash.
going in.
Very good leash. Onto the Dawn and the Spec. Ooh,
Nice swap to break the
broke the
Hellboy ultimate there.
There's some brilliant swaps from Cleese. Dawn ult goes out a little bit too late. Should be enough to potentially get the Nyx here. They got vision. Dagger goes out. Hellboy is coming from behind. He's got stomps available. And finally, Hellboy.
Very nice turnaround. Yeah, Hellboy is smelling blood in the water. This Nyx Assassin, by the way, 8 kills, 0 deaths, 7 assists. It's a menace on the map. And killing Daniel, as just witnessed there, like can solo kill the enemy mid. So probably a perfect Nyx game up to this point. Some great stuns as well. But I like what gives me hope is that we see an early shard on this Vengeful Spirit. The double stun.
Take care of Wogan here. The global's gone out, but is it going to be enough to stop him blinking away? Probably not. And the
the swap.
Oh,
But Wogan reflected the stun, blinked right into the
right
silencer.
oh,
he goes
Wogan
down.
kills himself on the on Desolate then. Was it Desolate that he killed himself, or was it Blade Mail still procced? I'm not sure.
I think Wogan actually died to the final right click of Daniel there.
Yeah, it was, but there was something that when he did Mana Void, he lost a chunk of health for some reason. That's what I was wondering.
That might have been either the dispersion or yeah, or the rift. But I don't think Blade Mail was used. Okay, Chrono dies to the Hellboy, and I assume they transitioned this in finishing off this tier 2 tower top now on Wogan's Wizards. Because that's
closing in on Manta. He still has a little bit of gold needed. Nearly 700 gold needed for his Manta. He has Battle Fury. Hellboy has his Kaya and Sanj, going for his Axe, which is the uproar, gives the waves of projectiles that do break. They also do a lot of damage. I mean, that makes sense. He's been in a lot of mids to these fights. I think he have to try and bait out this Venge swap if he's going to do that though. Because oh wait, it's when he uproars. Sorry, isn't it? It's not when he ults.
exactly. Yeah. I think he's. Oh, Hellboy going in.
Cat's eyes on. Nice. Ice Blast catches 3, I think. But not enough.
Just a level 1 Ice Blast, so not doing enough, unfortunately.
Wogan happy to dive tier 3s and maybe tier 4s. No, he backs out from this.
I'm not sure that he's happy to do that.
Well, he was
he's just doing that,
no
but
one was forcing him to do it.
well, we don't know what goes on in the comms. They might call him an AM chicken.
It's true.
So
I'm not sure that if you're looking from iShiters' perspective, you want your shard next on, especially if you're not maxing this. Doesn't add too much to your ability here. I'd be looking at getting a 4-star or something in order to get away.
yeah, I think 4-star would be great. I assume you speak about the shard on Chrono.
Yeah, on the Ancient Apparition. And shard has been picked up on Venge, which I think is really good. Really good. Really good utility item there. Daniel has a 4-star. Hasn't gone for is going late for the Dragon Lance and Hurricane Pike after another Witchblade. I think by the time he reaches this, it might be a little bit too late, given the pace at which Wogan's Wizards are happy to play at right now. Wogan has finished his Manta now, and we have got a support item on Gakeus. Gakeus been playing, it's been a silent killer in this as well. He's been playing very well. Again, the supports I think on both sides are doing pretty well. It's a great leash.
Oh, and a great Ice Blast on Wogan.
Great Ice Blast on Wogan, but I don't think it'll be enough. Need a little bit more, but he might just
he's going down to it.
Goes down to Big Doom.
Yeah, he's shattered due to the Chrono Ice Blast, so that's a good kill for Epic Doom to pick up. But Hellboy is cleaning up this fight now.
Hellboy large in charge. Literally.
Yeah, and he has his axe finished, so now Spectre is in a very sad place with the passives being broken.
Absolutely.
So Hellboy is, I would say, half of his BKB away from reaching the final form of a primal beast. This is a brutal performance by Hellboy.
Yeah, Hellboy certainly, I think, is very much setting the tempo of this game, and I'm excited to see whether I would, if I'm iShitters going into game 2, I'm banning Primal Beast. I think I'm banning this and not letting him have a tempo hero that he can crush the mid with, and then carry on crushing the rest of the game. Because every time they get a hero low, you hear that, and then in he comes, hard and fast.
I agree, because I think also in the games where Wogan's Wizards struggled, I think Hellboy didn't have the best of all games, and I think Wogan is just Wogan. Wogan is the player that makes the best of all plays, but he also makes the worst of all plays, and I think Wogan just isn't as strong a laner as Wogan's Wizard sometimes would
solos
like to have.
the Dawnbreaker 100 to 0.
Oh my god.
This whole toolkit and the Dagon 5 is enough. Not a lot can be done there to save him. It's a good ice blast onto 3.
Yep. So, like, to make my point short, I think Wogan's Wizards goes where Hellboy drags them to. And I think if Wogan gets the space, Wogan then can carry the late game.
Absolutely.
But there needs to be space.
I think, I mean, just look at the net worth on this. Hellboy is sitting comfortably top. Check Twitter ads. All chatting in a game. I think we've had a conversation about this. Not sure what that's about. Checking. It's also not called Twitter now. You get behind
It is true.
mate.
It is a company we shall not name.
I think it's a fair point to make, Mr. Disconnect, or make us wait 5 minutes to start the game. You continue.
But that might be because Wogan already puts tweets out.
Oh, maybe he's already twittering.
With twitting.
He's posting on X.
Yeah.
Gross.
Xing.
Oh,
That's what we
let's
call
not
it.
say that.
Right, but now I think the
I'm gonna draw your attention to the fact. Roshan's
yes, please.
Roshan's available. And
Yeah,
Wogan's
Roshan
Wizards
is
are trying to
available.
just throwing things at the high ground a little bit at the moment. Thankfully not bodies, but they're throwing spells and things at the high ground to see what sticks. But
Luckily,
instead,
Wogan is checking for Roshan at night in the bot lane.
maybe they're seeing it
so-
as a minute or day. I suspect we'll see.
Do you think they will
Setting
wait
up
for a
for-
minute?
Nope.
No, I think they now figured out that that Roche is top. I honestly think Wogan should just go and farm.
Scanning around for enemies.
And it seems like he's not doing
Extreme
that. He
snipe.
pushes with Manta.
Stream snipe?
I'm sorry.
No, just that Nyx is over here, just looking for pickups, looking for who he can pick off here. This is some spicy play. Big brain thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not needed for Roche. Just see if I can kill a courier or someone. Does he have eyes on? He's got eyes on Chrono now.
Yeah, but it's very dangerous.
Three of
He
them.
just saw them dewarding, so I don't think he should go for that. But he might pick up a Maselway.
We've seen him in 100 to 0 this storm. Who has, by the way, a Vanguard and a Harpoon. Hasn't gone for the old Echo Saber and Deso trap. Echo Saber into Harpoon and Vanguard. I'm not sure I like the Vanguard. Maybe that's, I mean, it's what a lot of offlaners build because it's a nice tanky item to keep you alive, but I'm not sure it's done him much good here in comparison to, say, the BKB he can have by now.
I also think, given what they are dying to in this game, which is all magic damage, more or less, I'm not sure that the Vanguard is
Well, this is my other
what they
question.
actually need.
Solar Crest on bench.
Don't look now, but Radiant's
I
bottom
know
tower
it's
is
like
getting
what
obliterated.
a lot of the guides say to build now, and I can't argue that it's not a good item, but it's come from being a situational item into, oh, you just build it
Don't
now.
look now, but
Do you
Radiant's
think this is the
bottom
right
tower is
item to
getting
get on this hero?
obliterated.
They're getting a 4-star next.
Kinda funny.
Yeah.
But you think Solar
I
Crest first
think
item?
I think Solar Crest is okay. I don't know who gets buffed by it though. I think in this game it might be more a defensive item rather than an offensive item. So as you can see, like Venge puts it on Maselway, so Maselway can stand in front. For that reason, I think it's okay. But yeah, all in all. By the way, I just realized that Wogan picked up the Aegis, and I firmly disagree. I think this Aegis should be on Hellboy, and Wogan should be on the map farming all the camps.
Wogan does have a Basher now, and his next going for BKB. And maybe I'd be thinking, if Wogan didn't have this Aegis and instead was farming this BKB, who's going to kill him? With Basher, Manta, BKB. In reality in this game, the only way he dies is he gets Ice Blast and Global Silence, and they stun lock him, right?
Yep. And Gakeus actually gets swapped into base and dies, but now they have a Hellboy problem.
It's a good ultimate, good Global Silence, forces them to retreat.
Oh, the Ice Blast coming in, but it misses.
It isn't enough to catch him.
But luckily Wogan shows up at the end of the fight.
They still have Aegis available. I'm not sure that if you're Wogan's Wizards, you're necessarily too worried that you're suddenly down a hero. Maybe you're thinking twice about pushing this too much. But this is always the fear if you're pushing high ground into Avenge, of them swapping you straight into their tower. And actually it was a really good pickup, because who else are you going to swap?
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, they could probably...
Wogan's in.
Wogan is in. It burns the Aegis.
Manta was used.
But they don't have Global Silence. Dia has no ultimates up, so I don't think they can fight this.
In. The good swap to end the ultimate. Hellboy very close to Dia Fountain, but wants to stop him. Swap's been used. No Harpoon available.
If you're in the vicinity of Dire's
I think there's
top
nothing to
tower,
stop them
run
taking
on
this,
hard. That baby is coming down.
this tier 3 top at the moment.
No.
But there's signs of life in iShitters still. I think they have really... They've had some really good engagements. A lot down, so I have to say, to Cleese.
Oh, nice.
It's a great...
Nice.
It's a
Nice Ice
huge
Blast.
Ice
Okay, and they
Blast.
blow up the Nyx.
The next trouble, though, is if you leave the Scrim alive, in case there's Tether off and with the Dawn and the...
And Wogan is cleaning up the backline currently. Buybacks coming out for iShitters, but it's looking bleak.
Buybacks and Silencer is up again. They're going to have to get something out of this. Hellboy's still available. Oh, the stun saves him. In fact, was he saved by the Grim Shard there? Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah, I think he was in.
I think they really
Gakeus
get
again with the big
response.
plays. So.
But if they get caught out, I mean, there's a good chance that Wogan's Wizards just turn around and take him. Gakeus dies. Cheeto also going to die. Does get the TP all the time.
Cheeto
Very
out.
good.
What a play. Great play by them.
Double damage.
And I think overall a pretty good disengage. He only lose 2 heroes for 3 buybacks. I think you're very happy.
But of course, this is a core Nyx who has got a Dagon 5 and is going Greaves and next item Axe. That for the old.
True, and the Nyx also died and gave, I think, how much gold did they actually? I think more than 1500 gold to the Spectre. So I think the buyback money is already back in the bank for Epic Doom. And they still haven't lost buildings in the sense of racks, so they are holding up their own. But it is an uphill battle. 26k down. They still haven't taken any of Wogan's Wizards towers, so...
But there's ways back into the game for this, I think. I think they've had some amazing setups with Swap, with Ice Blast, Dawn Ultimate, but they're not picking off one of the supports. You've either got the Dazzle there just graving whoever they're going on, or you've got the Grimstroke leashing the Dawn and the Spec together, silencing them, and then chucking the E down on top, and they're not able to get away from it. With a Primal Beast in the midst of it all, creating an absolute ruckus.
And I also think we see a typical problem with DanielTheWise's mids. He's not picked up an item since we discussed his items that he picked up before stuff. He picked up the shard, but that's it.
He has now switched over to pick up the Dragon Lance, but honestly, it might be too little too late for this. I think he needs to look at the comparison between Daniel and Hellboy here, not just in terms of net worth, but in terms of how much impact they're able to have on their hero. It's not like you're seeing Silencer roam around getting ganks for the first 20-25 minutes of this game.
Yeah, and it's usually not a good sign if your position 4 actually has similar farm than your mid.
Still have a buyback available on Silencer.
They are going in on the Venge. They've figured out what the problem is, blown the Venge up, and Hellboy is now probably free to do whatever Hellboy wants on this map. Wogan going in though. Diving tower, and this might be a little bit too deep.
Global's used.
Yep.
Hellboy gets with the interrupt. The Ice Blast missed.
Wogan blinks out, but he walks back in.
He doesn't get the Ice Blast doesn't land on him though, so he is fine. Buyback for Silencer. No global event. Just trying to get in. Uses full stuff.
Oh, and this is GG.
I would be surprised if this isn't GG. All the heroes dead, except for the Ancient Apparition. Only has an Urn of Shadows and a 4-star. Don't think. I mean, with Venge up in 1 second, maybe you can hope to get another pick off here.
I think this is it. Unfortunately, the cores are still 50 seconds away. I think they take 2 lanes of racks. They might even think about just staying and taking 3rd lane. I think they still have time to actually push it. And I think like the iShitters supports need to be very careful now, because if they step up, they will die to a Nyx or the Prime Beast. And Nyx is already hunting.
Nyx is absolutely hunting. Watches the trees, used Vendetta, and now is on the prowl. You can see if he can pick it up.
Being swapped into...
This is preemptive thinking for the goons. Dropped a sentry. Cleese has been playing out of his mind, but it's not enough. Swap and Ice Blast is not enough to get a secure kill.
Yeah. I think... That is mega creeps. Last melee barracks going down now, and I think we need to, we get the buyback for last hurrah on the Venge with all the heroes up, but they fight into mega creeps, and this is, I think, insurmountable. They go on the Nyx though.
Huge stun on the Nyx, and gets the kill on Cleese with it. Does go down. They pick up both. That's both supports dead for iShitters. Dawnbreaker ult stops. Hellboy picks up the kill. Finally, Daniel beats death by Wogan. Still have Epic Doom up on Spectre. Alas, there we are.
And the GG is called.
GG is called.
So game 1 is picked up by Wogan's Wizards. Very strong performance. I don't like iShitters draft. I hope they fix this in game 2. I think they need to be a little bit more active and pick stronger lanes, because this clearly didn't work.
Want to look at any of the stats? I want to shout out Cleese in this game, honestly, because I think he had some amazing swaps, some huge setup from him that they just unfortunately couldn't capitalize on. Goon Vengeful Spirit is a hit and miss thing, because sometimes you have goons like me who just swap randomly, and you either miss a kill because of it, or you swap the wrong person out. I swapped myself into Chrono the other day, which was brilliant play, but in fact was super giga brain, because at the same time the Invoker used Cataclysm, and so it shared
oh
damage
my
between all of us.
god, yeah.
So all 5 of us in the Chrono. It was a 5-man Chrono only because I swapped myself in. But yeah, sometimes you get good Vengeful Spirits like me, and sometimes you get them playing like Cleese did, where he's just I would say playing out of his mind, doing the best he damn well could in that game.
Yeah, I would say the bright sides are Epic Doom and Cleese and their performance this game. I think they did fairly well given the certain circumstances, but overall, I just think they need to change the draft. But I'm confident that Emu will tell us more about what Emu.
So we are going to go to a little break for a while, and then we will come back for for game 2, for the draft for game 2. So hopefully we'll see
Right.
you. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you in a few minutes. Enjoy the elevator music while we wait. we're back. Back with more exciting action.
Oh, Emu with a yawn.
Emu opening it with a yawn. Yes. Welcome back, Emu. Thank you for joining us for the draft game 2. How did you find?
Yes.
How did you find the game 1?
I think one word I used to describe it to you was stinky. It was a stinky draft, and I have some strong opinions on it. I will outline when they start picking again. I think I need to see what they want to do and how they change it.
Well, you can go right ahead because we are loading into the draft for game 2.
Right. I think you keep the bans the same, but get rid of this silencer. I know Daniel likes it, but the issue is he didn't win the lane, and then he became a third support who didn't do a whole lot.
Do you know what's bad? Is I'd completely forgotten there was a silence in that game. When I was saying
exactly
to you in the break, oh, I didn't like this support duo, I'd forgotten they had a silencer mid on top of all that.
This is what I mean. Like, you lose the lane, and then he can't farm because he's silencer, and all he can do is just sit there and press ult that doesn't do a whole lot. So he needs a more active lad, in my opinion.
Can you maybe make an alternative approach? Give Daniel a support, like a hero mid that will transition into a support with more levels, and then pick a greedy 4 that turns into a core.
Yeah. I mean, last year I remember playing against Daniel, and I remember his Skywrath mid was decent, and I think that does everything that he wants, right? Because it lets him gank. He wins the lane more, and he can play more like this supporting mid that he seems to like, but it just does more than what Silencer offers.
And Wogan's Wizards are probably recognizing that with this OD ban. I think they're like, there's the Primal Beast ban. that's the Hellboy respect. Say, yeah, thank you, no thank you. We don't want to play that into that again.
I mean, the Prophet is not banned. Neither is the Gyro yet.
We still have 3 more bans to go. 2 bans for
There it goes.
that's the Gyrocopter. Another ban for Wogan's Wizards. Probably the Prophet, right? Unless they're thinking about playing it, of course.
You can't leave it for first pick, that's what I mean.
I don't think iShitters have anyone that plays Prophet. So I think they are safe to let it through.
You think maybe they're debating it right now? Maybe they're thinking, is there anything we really, really don't want to play worse than Prophet? By the way, I just want to say that this is a great banner. The Wogan's Wizards banner. It's a really great banner.
What is it?
It's a wizard, mate. Clearly.
I thought it was old Storm Spirit, you know, like the fat
It's a
fat
morphling
Storm
with a
Spirit.
wizard's hat on, isn't it?
Oh.
He's like leaning over with his fists.
Oh yeah, now I can see it.
So Ursa ban is very weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a Doom hero, but maybe they just have had bad experiences with it. Sometimes it's hard to get inside the mind of the goons to determine what they kind of want to ban.
I mean, they're just banning heroes that they picked last game.
Yeah, and I think they are trying. Like, I would say Wogan's Wizards are probably thinking about what do we really not want to play into, and I think Warlock, OD, Gyrocopter, and Ursa are 4 very good shouts that you just don't want to play against.
Well, these are your counters to tanky offlaners, the OD and the Ursa. So it might mean Axe, but I don't know. So like, no.
No.
They heard you, Emu, and they doubled down.
Call it, lads.
Oh.
Call it. Why?
This is not the playmaker they need from their mid line. I mean, I hope this is a giant debate and they're not playing it mid. I hope they're playing this as a 4, and instead they're going to have pick something really dynamic and playmaking on their mid. But this was the silencer was not it. I don't know. There's
Oh my
And
god!
Gakeus gets the profit.
Jesus Christ!
And Gakeus had a great game last time on the Grimstroke. We got a couple of Grolts, huge Grolts off, in fact. I daren't see what impact it's going to have on this hero.
Okay, just give Cleese Venge and you've got a chance.
I would like to see Cleese pick up Venge again. He did a really good job on it.
He was like their hero. They need to not ban it on Wogan's and just give it to him again.
He's got 3 bans to go through, and a pick before they have the opportunity to pick it.
I don't understand why they wouldn't just first pick it, you know? Like, it's not like the silencer was super contested or anything. Like, I'm pretty sure they were happy to give you it wherever you wanted it, because it didn't really have any impact, but...
I mean, the Grimstroke is still available if Wogan's Wizards wants to go again with that, and I can see them picking up Grim plus maybe a Doom, an unpicked hero in this year's International, for example.
Ooh.
But then again, I don't know if Jido plays Grimstroke, or if that's an exclusive Gakeus hero.
I think there's an issue already to be had on iShitters where they need something that addresses waves. They also didn't have that last game, really.
No. I mean, Dawnbreaking...
But it's even worse.
Dawnbreaking did it fairly well. Needed to play on the opposite side of the map to the rest of the team, and the rest of the team needed to be capable and ready to defend against these fights, or these pickoffs from the Nyx, from Hellboy, and they weren't ready. And so Dawnbreaker had to be there, and so wasn't able to push out side lane, then ult across, and the fight kicked off. Was having to be in the fight. There was a couple of ults that was stopped basically either before they landed or before they even took off in some cases, because the Dawn had to be in the middle of the fight.
I honestly think Wogan's Wizards, just with their ban, fixed iShitter's drafting problem.
5 seconds remaining.
Because they cannot pick Spectre anymore. And I think the Spectre pick was really breaking iShitter's back in game 1. I think they needed, as you said, if you have a Dawn, you need other heroes to group up.
Talking of
and Spectre wants to do the same thing, yeah.
Oh, this is brutal. This is going to be... This is a 4 and an off-lane combination. This is brutal. I don't think about how much impact they're going to have. I mean, I have to say, 85% Black and Mild had a great game last game. Kind of understated impact last game.
I'm smelling the same draft issues as game 1.
Yeah.
With everyone plays a backline support, and what do you do?
I like this more than the Ice Cone, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I much prefer this, because this can have a massive impact in team fights if you just stay out of the way. And you get the Frost Shield off. The Frost Shield's a huge impact on its own.
You're picking it into Night Stalker and Prophet. It's It's I don't know.
You're a little
then
bit
again,
food
which
for the
support do you pick into Night Stalker?
You can. I mean, I'm not to bring up the Bane again, but you can do Bane because you can stop Night Stalker's shit before he gets into range of silence.
Yeah. Or how do you stop this? How do you stop the Night Stalker get on top of you as a Lich? You can get a 4-staff and 4-staff away. Okay, let's assume this is a Daniel Silencer mid. What do we want to see him change in this game in order to improve his chances?
Depends on the mid matchup, really, doesn't it? I think his skill build last game was a bit whiffed. You can just go you don't bother with your W, and you can just go Q and E, and it's really strong. Your W doesn't really give you all too much for the lane. I mean, you're gonna get out damaged either way. You can just try and force him out with spells, but it's a hard lane.
Okay. PA. Some would argue a little bit broken at the moment. I like this more than I like the Spectre, because if the PA goes for this early Deso build and wants to fight, it can be quite scary for Wogan's Wizards.
They also take this away, and they pick up the Venge, and this is a Jido Venge, and Jido Venge is strong.
It is it's a scary pick for them. I think that maybe, would you want Venge again on iShitters? It performed really well last time, but it's just not tempting fate to say, hey, this worked well the first time, let's do it again.
They should put the Silencer as a support. They should just say, fuck it, it didn't work. We cannot have, and then they still have 2 squishy supports, but so be it. They just need playmakers on the mid and the off lane, I think.
Plague, I think you're right, but did you see last game? Cleese had a cracking game on Venge. So they had to either ban it or give it up to them again. And
you can play Razor here on iShitters actually. if anyone plays it.
Maybe Maselway on 3, wouldn't it? Or Daniel
It's
on
a
mid.
good, it's a really good 3 against Sven, and it's like Knights.
5 seconds remaining.
Hmm.
Do we lose Emu in the mid to that then?
I think we lost Emu, yeah.
It's a night
And
of
And
technical
then,
issues.
well, that's happening.
Oh, no, he is back. Okay, Emu's back. We lost
no.
you for a second. Okay, they pick up Viper.
Oh no. Okay.
Is this a
Oh.
mid Viper though?
It's better than Silencer, so I hope it's mid-5.
But I assume it's a
Okay.
Maselway 3 Viper, because that's what they ran before, I think. So I don't like it.
So you've doubled down on the break because you're going to get the PA shard.
5 seconds remaining.
What are you breaking here?
I think it's just to sort of shut the lane down for Sven. If you play
Yeah.
it with Lich, it can be quite
So,
good,
what
but
was it
Razor does the same job and much better into the late
Yeah.
game. So I don't know.
What was it they were lacking last time? Frontline. What do they have none of this time? Frontline. Because there's
Well,
Viper.
I mean, Viper
can get
can
there.
front
He
line,
can
yeah.
get there, but it's
But,
just that
yeah,
there's
when
not
you've
there's
got
no
what,
catch
you've
at
got
all.
what, Skadi?
He can go Greaves. He can
Yeah,
he can do like the Greaves build, but
You just build auras because you just need to click W, click R, click Q, and then just live. It's a little bit like Necro or like
I wouldn't have
Bristleback
minded
or.
Necro. I would have preferred Necro.
But then again, do you really want to play Necro in this lineup? I think they again have the issue, but at least now they kind of stabilize their draft idea. They never want to be active. They want Wogan's Wizards to come to them and fight them. And maybe this draft, I think it's already a little bit better than game 1 because PA, you can get a lucky crit. PA can also theoretically fight a little bit earlier with Deso. And Viper can also just with levels do things. Like Viper doesn't need items
5
necessarily.
seconds remaining.
I think
So-
they can still play Razor though if they put Viper mid. But I don't know.
I really
But
hope
how do they do things then?
a little bit of a suggestion from the opposing coach, Viper Dragonlance Blaymail Axe from Plague.
Radiant team banned.
Yeah.
See if they get the nosedive on Viper. I haven't actually seen much of it in action.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Hmm.
It's a lot of money though. That's the issue. Like you need. It's
So
like a winning item.
There's the Necro ban. I would have actually really liked to see the Necro pick up. I think it might have been really useful for iShitters.
You need a solve all hero.
So
you
they
need
don't
some
think
catch.
this
You need
is,
some push. You need team fight.
They
You
don't
need,
think this is an off-lane Viper. They think this is a support silencer and a mid Viper, I guess, because they're banning out
Radiant
Slardar
team
and Necro.
Hmm.
weird ban.
We'll find out very imminently.
Why did iShitters ban out?
It's a
Skywrath
weird ban.
Mage?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. That's a super weird ban. This is like Daniel going,
they-
I don't
Did
like
they
playing
ban out
Skyrim."
Daniel's heroes to force him into silence and
No,
mid?
but this is like Daniel going, I don't want to play against Skywrath, because they must know this is going to be that Wogan's Wizards haven't picked up the mid yet. So why do you ban Skywrath? You banned Sniper, which I understand. And you banned Lesh, I can also understand, it's another mid hero. But
Dire team pick.
why are you banning Okay, maybe we
I
haven't
think
been
it's a
debated.
Hellboy Pangolium.
Maybe we have been completely debated. Maybe this is
There's
offlane
that-
Venusaur, mid Viper,
maybe.
Cosmom Phantom Assassin. Daniel does play
Ye-
Viper, I think.
5 seconds
So
remaining.
You're just lacking catch on their team. I mean, if Wogans go like a bit crazy and run in too hard, I can see it being good.
I think rather
But,
than
like-
the Skyrath. Do you think they were planning on picking the Skyrath? No.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Just trying to I really can't. That's blow my mind, that last band Skyrath. I would like, if any of the goons listen to this back on iShitters, tell me
Is this
why
a pos 3
Skyrath
pick on the? Oh no, wait.
No,
who's the
this is
pos 3
Mitch.
on?
I mean, it could be a Midnight Stalker, and
think
I
that's
wouldn't
a
mind
classic Black
that.
Mother. He plays that. I think he plays that and Razor, the two that I
Oh, it is a
remember him
mid,
playing.
isn't it? Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think you're right. We could see him Hellboy Pango here, and I think that's what makes a scary lineup, right? How much initiate you've got there with the roll, and then by the time you recover from the stun. Night Stalker's on top of you.
I think Puck is a super nice pick, but they're probably not. There it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Emu.
Select your hero.
Lovely prediction.
That's why we have you here on this draft panel, because you know what's what.
Yeah, we're right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Viper
Well-
mid. Okay, we were baited by the silencer pick. Huh, that's a relief. Thank God for
Thank God.
that. I like this draft a lot more. Emu, some closing thoughts on the drafts?
I like Wogan's more still. Shitters are sort of lacking on catch. Puck can just sort of do what he wants. But if they fuck up and go too far, I can see PA and Timbersaw fucking them up.
Do you think the lanes are stronger at least?
I do. I think they've got a better chance in the lanes, but the fights are going to be harder later on, especially with Prophet, Puck. It's just and Venge as well. It's just really difficult. But it's better than game one, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And last question, who wins this on cosmetics?
I don't know.
Name the
They're all
most-
pretty
name the best
diabolical. I'm going to be honest. I like Cleese's set. The rest of them are pretty shit. I can't lie.
Oh wow, okay. Bosh.
I hate this Night Stalker set. The bearded
It's
Night
terrible.
Stalker.
The Viper is disgusting as well.
No
It's-
cosmetic Sven. And the Viper.
Yeah, that's a
real
little bit
plastic
odd.
Viper. I like the Timbersaw. Anyway, that's enough about that.
Right. Good luck with the cast, chaps. I'll
Thank you
speak
very
to you
much.
after the game.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Emu.
Right, bye-bye.
Right.
Right. Yeah, and we agreed that Emu just stays muted and deafened here, so we probably have the third logo on stream constantly.
That's
Because then
fine.
you can. Oh, and help. Oh no, Wogan already DC'd.
Oh no.
Right. Do we want to get Emu in again
Yeah,
to
Emu.
discuss the draft even further?
Emu, if you're listening, come back. Come back.
Come back to us. Yeah, so we once again have a lot of time on our hands probably to discuss what Game 2 will look like. I think lanes look stronger on iShitters this game. I think that the Timbersaw against Sven can be Timber favored, but it depends on how the early level goes. Like if Sven gets an advantage, I think also Sven can just push the wave out and then farm jungle, and Sven is fine with that. And then also the Prophet doesn't need to really be there, but can rotate and do other things. So
Yeah. No. Not best pleased on iShitters, but understandably so. But also, once again, it's a friendly competition. Can't be helped. Can't help the stream going down in the midst of it. It happens sometimes. The important thing is that you'll have fun, and it's for charity.
exactly. It's all about the money that we make on the way of this, and donate to a good cause in the end of the tournament.
Yes. Is the prodigal son returned?
I've been called back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come back for a bit, mate.
You have, because you are stuck with us until Wogan not only reconnects, but is in game and manages to get the first last hit.
Oh, so it's 20 minutes then.
Yep, probably.
What's the anyone remember what the button is so you can first person view heroes?
It's I.
I
Not
don't
me,
think you
it's
can
not.
do it when you're paused. I'm not sure.
No.
Or it might be
Yeah, you
because
can. It might be some spectating. I also probably rebounded at some point because I invariably
Oh, maybe yeah.
pushed it. Yes, in the first game cycle we
Right.
were paused for about 5 minutes, and then another 5 minutes, and maybe a little bit more than that, because there was the same issue. Wogan DC'd. I mean, once he was in the game, it was fine. It was just he was having trouble getting back in again.
I think it took him 3 times to reconnect fully. And I like that Chrono already said that he's AFK now. We might have at least one play on iShitters who just, I don't know, goes and grabs a drink or something. So we'll see.
Not us. Professionals to the end. I'm definitely not rebinding keys just so I can look at. Here we go. Yes. I hate this PA persona. I have it. I hate it.
I think the right-click sound is really weird. I don't equip it either. It's just odd.
I think the crit looks pretty nice. That's the only thing I could see someone playing it. That the crit animation is pretty good. But other than that, like the blood splatter looks good. But other than that, I'm not a big fan of it either.
No, go away. Look at this boy. I'm just looking at couriers now while we're waiting.
So, let's talk a little bit about Jeff. Which
Jeff.
teams are you playing this week?
I
What
don't know.
are the series? Oh, great. Okay, so you're prepared.
You are playing Goon, and you are playing, I believe, iShitters.
There's your answer. Oh, we're playing against this team.
You are.
Oh.
So you know what you need to do. Don't ban
Hit him silencer. Yes. Oh, the idea.
I mean, maybe ban Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, he was actually good.
And also,
And
you have
to
a
be fair,
very
Hobbit
bad
likes it.
record against Venge, historically speaking.
But it's just, I think Hobbit's not actually playing this week, is he? He's away.
Rumor has it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Venge is being banned, and that's it. We have little to no plans going into our games. I'm going to be honest. I think we're all a lot busier than we were last year.
I just wanted to say, so not much changed since last year on Live It Up Luton, because I think the only man with a plan actually
NPR.
left the team. So, and now you got Schmupster, and I think Schmupster is trying to fill the void, but
Yeah,
he's trying his
he's doing a
best.
semi-decent job, I think, of wrangling the lads.
It's true, but I mean, for us drafting, it's just like we sort of know. You just pick comfort heroes, really. It's just there's not a lot of thought that goes into it. We tend to just play what we want to do, and then whatever they tend to pick is just sort of like it's whatever. Unless it's like an awful counter pick, but we just tend to ban those. But you know, there's not a lot of thought going into this year's. Half the time, I just want to play cheese stuff with Tinker because I know that everyone just panics as soon as they see a Tinker, and it's just funny. But yeah, I mean, FedEx doesn't really want to play that stuff. He kind of, whenever I say, "Oh, can we please play Meepo?" He's like, "I can't be bothered." So,
yeah, I mean, he also plays on 900 ping half of the games.
he plays on a laptop, so if he plays Meepo, his like legs start burning. You know,
Yeah.
a trackpad Meepo.
I mean, he pulls it off. He also played it last year in one game, I think. I think that was
we had to
even in the
wait.
grand final, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
we waited to bring it out, and then he was like DC'd for half of it anyway.
Yeah, it was game one where he lagged all over the place, and he had a really bad game, and you still won it to everyone's surprise.
There's no way we're winning this year. There's absolutely no chance. But to be fair,
I mean, it's not about winning either way. So.
yeah, exactly. I mean, this one, it's a lot more. I'd say this year's a lot more chilled out with the team. As Shmup really wants to do well. Like he really wants to try.
I see a Wogan back on Dota 2, so maybe
Oh, is he coming?
imminent.
Also, I will say, if Hellboy doesn't buy Yules this game, I think I'm putting him on my list. He needs a Yules.
Yeah. I mean, I think I think it's pretty mandatory against Silencer, but I also think that he'll probably go for it anyways.
Viper Silencer, he
Yeah.
needs the Yules.
Yeah.
It depends how greedy he wants to be, though. If he thinks he can get away with it.
And I mean, they don't really need the damage out of the puck with the Night Stalker and the Sven, I would say.
Yeah, it's more for the silence and control. Like Puck's really good against Timber. It's good against PA until she gets BKB.
Before
All
you
this stuff.
before we get too deep into this, just want to do a quick plug while waiting. If you're sitting there bored with this and you want something to do, or you have a bit of time this week, perhaps go listen to the Mind of a Goon podcast. That's the Goon International accompanying podcast hosted by myself and the Librarian, where we talk about the games of the week. We have special guest episodes. Talk about things relating to GTI, drama, controversy. We have random net ramblings about things that we've happened in that week. Go and give it a listen. You can follow the QR code on screen to get to the podcast of Spotify. Spotify podcasters link, but it's also available on all good podcasting platforms. All right, chaps, thanks for that. Carry on with you. You're talking about the actual Dota now.
And back to the guest episode with Emu, position 4 player of Team Joff. Jeff, sorry.
Joff.
Yeah, I had to explain why it was Joff, not Jeff.
But funnily, Rocket also said Joff, and he's also from the continent. So maybe you're wrong.
No.
Geoff.
Yeah, doesn't make sense that it's just weird. It is just weird. You mean I totally agree with your point. I was more saying like Hellboy doesn't need to build damage on Puck this game, so he can go survival and utility to make the team fights easier for the team. I would say. But I don't understand the hero, so
maybe
what am I talking?
They are planning on playing Son's Wogan. As Gakeus' current statement, "Fuck it, we ball." Jido's questioning.
Okay. Wow, they're actually doing it. Okay.
Gakeus carry. Right. See you in a bit, lads. Good luck.
All right. Okay, and we are in the game. We are Sans Wogan.
Someone is microing Wogan, but has failed to. Obviously can't buy items, but they have taken the Stormhole level on. Are they going to use this to achieve a gank?
Wogan has the items. No, Wogan has no items on Courier.
Can't buy items.
So no starting items. I think he didn't manage to buy items in the strategy time.
He DC'd in the loading menu. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Of course.
They should have had strategy time, right?
Yeah, they should have, but maybe he also. But that's maybe also the reason why no cosmetics were loaded. Maybe he already DC'd in the lobby.
Oh, potentially. Good point, well made. Maybe that's why he had no cosmetics.
Yeah.
They have spotted.
Okay.
They've seen
Yeah, and I think
Gakeus. You probably should go down to this.
Yeah.
Blood Grenade was available from Chrono. I think it would have secured the kill, but Maselway should still be able to get it.
But I like what iShitters are doing. They know they have a numbers advantage, and I think, oh my god, Daniel's diving the tower though. So they are gonna get a return kill there. Yep, they're gonna get the return kill. I'm not sure that that's worth it though. And the courier also goes down, feeding into the tower by Chrono. And we have a pause again. Huge lag.
I saw the lag as well then.
I didn't have any lag.
Yeah, I did see it in game. Jido was just stood stock still.
Oh.
Yeah, Jido was just stock still, I think, taking the hits there. This is rough for the game.
So do you think that's a remake for the lobby, or do we play this out?
I don't know. It's always hard to tell. Is it going to be a continuing problem, or is it a one-off thing? Is it just one of the Valve servers decided to spit and splutter? Either way, we're in for a late one.
Well, we are unpausing on Chrono.
Without saying...
Without asking.
Rude.
But we are on the way. Yeah, and I think probably Gakeus is maybe playing Carry Nature's Prophet now, and just planting Wogan in the trees. So I'm interested to see how they approach it.
It's very difficult for Gakeus with a silencer and a Timbersaw in his lane. It's going to be tough for him to approach and get anything. He's having already taken trees as well. It's going to be a little bit of a different game for Daniel here. He isn't so reliant on not getting charged down.
You shall not.
I'm just gonna say this now. If Wogan's Wizards pull off a game 4 against 5, that is one of the greatest achievements in this year's International.
Particularly in their carry.
Yeah.
It's not like you're losing your +5 and therefore, okay, you're missing some utility and some save. You're losing a lot of your damage here. So unless Gakeus switches over to playing core, which I think he should do, and I think it'd be rude if they bully down Wogan's hero here. Do you think it's fair?
There might be a Gentle Goons agreement that they are not going for the DC'd hero, but they just leave the Sven alone in the trees, soaking XP. Which, to be honest, I think it's even too detrimental for Gakeus, because now he splits XP instead of getting more XP, and being able to then maybe make a mid lane out of the top lane for himself.
Hellboy dominating this mid lane against this Viper so far. But it has to be said, Daniel no schmuck when it comes to playing it. Soups, you are less sportsmanlike than I would. I would have felt I would still do it, but I'd still feel bad about it.
Did you forget about me?
I honestly think Gakeus has probably the best hero in this game for the 1 against 2 in this top lane, because he can TP back and always has a TP ready to refresh health and mana. So I think he shouldn't run out of resources in this game, and I think honestly iShitters probably either should pull the hard camp, or they should just push this tower down. I think 2 approaches, either they play Giga aggro and try to take the buildings, or they try to deny all of the XP possible from Gakeus. But so far Gakeus gets a lot out of this lane. He already is 6 last hits and 5 denies. And Wogan is back into the game.
Is he back in the recoming to the game does not mean back in control. We saw in the first game that he was booted.
Well, he leveled up.
He's skilled.
He's skilled.
Business.
So we are against full teams. Wogan missed I think the first 4 or 5 waves. He's now buying a lot of items, shipping them out. I think he might. Yeah, he dropped half of the items on the floor.
Here. Yeah, it's danger for Maselway. Overextends. Should be a return kill.
Oh, and Gakeus lives on 15 health.
Oh yeah, unfortunately not enough. I thought he had an arcane curse on him. Wogan, this is poor form, Wogan.
This is very poor form, and I honestly hope that Wogan DCs. Oh, I know why he said lol, I think. It might be because of his items. Because he bought a lot of small items and 2 of them dropped in Fountain. So his magic stick and his recipe lie there. But I'm not sure that it might have also been the lol for the kill.
I think it was the lol for the kill. Because he was DC'd, he comes back and the first thing he does is walk over and gets the last hit. Ooh. Maselway is really going deep. Really wants this kill on Gakeus, and I don't think it's worth it.
I don't think he's getting it. And I think Gakeus should just TP home. And I think that's
this is not good for Maselway. It's not.
I think this is the best thing that can happen to Wogan, because he has a lane to catch up now with both of his opponents leaving the lane, and he's already up to 5 last hits after not being in the game for 3.5 minutes. He has finished. He's bought boots. He has a finished wand if he picks it up with the courier.
Looks like Chrono will die here as well. Gakeus TP's bot to secure the kill on Epic Doom as well. Will he manage to finish it? He should. It's not close enough. Jido does have magic missile available though, which still isn't enough damage, but does make Epic Doom a little bit more afraid to step to the lane. One thing I want to say here, Chrono, if you listen to this back, you need a point in this. Frost Shield is so good. 30% damage reduction, and you're playing with a PA. You chuck that on the PA, like you nearly killed the. They nearly killed the Night Stalker just before that happened. You chuck that on the PA as after the PA blinks in. It keeps them in range of the PA to just keep blatting away at them.
Yo, green dudes, something bad is
But you
happening.
lose that effect in exchange for another point in this, which is great burst. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't scale super well. It scales a little bit, but like in comparison, it's nothing. Frost Shield is such a strong part of Lich's toolkit. until recently, a very underestimated one because it got a slight buff in the previous patch.
It's just an overall really strong spell against physical damage, which again against Sven and the Nature's Prophet and the Venge and the Night Stalker, it's a good spell to have for sure.
Daniel picks up a DD, does let him sort of try and zone out Hellboy a little bit. Meanwhile, on top, Jake is doing his best to just keep zoning out Cleese with these constant trees, which are so obnoxious about these sprout trees. Maselway should be safe here. Has a point in reactive armor.
Oh my god, this Viper in the midline is chonking with the DD. That was just...
Much closer lanes this time
Yeah.
than previously, although I have to say, this...
And Gake didn't pick up the Wisdom Rune. Cleese actually managed to go for it at 7 minutes.
Ooh. Daniel decides the dive tower probably will die here to the orb from Hellboy. Hellboy lives again on a slither of health.
Ooh, maybe, but I
Literally
Yeah,
23
23 HP.
Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi.
Never.
Yeah, that's the Viper confidence that you sometimes have. You feel you're very strong and you're in control, and then you overdive a little bit, get out of position, and then the slowness of the hero is really punishing you. And it's also, I think, the puck went back to base to refill, and Gakeus
Hellboy
takes over the
has-
midline. Yeah.
Hellboy's seen the magic wand recipe and the magic stick on the floor and gone, whose is this?
And I think Wogan, he rebought both the items. So because on his hero he has a full magic wand, so he just thought that something was bugged out, and he spent
It happens.
another 350 gold for nothing. But he looks in a good position to recover this, actually. He's only 6 last hits behind Maselway, and Maselway had plenty of waves.
Daniel picks up a shield rune, which gives him effectively 1,500 health when he's full, but he's on half health, so he only has that half HP anyway, only that 1,000 HP. Jido hunting down Chrono in the bot lane. This should be a death for Chrono.
Yeah.
No need for
Jido.
Hellboy to come across.
The Vengeful Spirit is very strong, and once the hero gets going, like, her spells are amazing. And I think...
Again, people really underestimate how much damage this Q does. 270 damage at this point, and very
It
quickly
is
approaching level 6.
strong nuke on a 10 seconds cooldown, and combined with a Wave of Terror that also is 100 damage, you output a lot of magic damage early on.
Maybe Gakeus in trouble here. Tries to get something with Sprout. Should still fall. Yeah, falls to the Whirling Death. Wogan needs to be careful, but Hellboy's come across to help. Daniel also comes top, but Wogan very low. Has to pop God's Strength.
Oh, but perfect Dream Coil there to keep them under control.
Jido swaps and breaks the coil on Maselway. Huge swap. Unfortunately,
and
does
Wogan.
get Wogan killed.
Yeah,
Who decides
Wogan tried to make a play out of nothing.
Jido might also pass. No, she's okay.
It's only level 1 corrosive skin. It does next to no damage. So Hellboy is diving on this puck, and also lives on 40 HP. Yeah, and he dies to Silencer. Good use by Cleese to just make sure that the kill goes through, but I think Puck would have died to the E anyways. So that's a good return kill, I think. That's a lot of XP for the Silencer.
Jake should die here as well. Yeah.
And I think that's a little bit why the Nature's Prophet is not a great matchup against the Timbersaw, because with Sprout you always provide ample trees to be queued down. And then 85% needs to pop his ultimate in the bot lane to run away, but it actually turns this and tries to go for Chrono.
Should get the kill here. Black Mart's looking really low, but help coming in through the portal from Jido.
Yeah, and they get the kill. Night Stalker survives.
They didn't use the swap, but the magic missile does finish off the kill. Chrono. Meanwhile, mid, Daniel intent on pushing down this tower. And Jake is doing his best to stem that tide.
That was another clutch rotation by Hellboy. Hellboy again on an active hero, really showing what he can do with those active mids. And I like what they did there as well. They tanked the tower for a little bit to keep the catapult alive, so the tier 1 falls, and they took the objective there.
I didn't be finishing this TP. You can see them there. Did TP the swap the Epic Doom out of the path of Puckle there, so maybe not the best rotation, but Hellboy should escape here, I think. Don't necessarily have the... If he just TPs, does he have TP available? In 1 second he does. I don't think they have the lockdown to stop him TPing out, do they?
They don't know.
What's going to stop him? Nothing. Should be safely out, and they don't have the damage to finish him off.
This, I think, will be a slow battle fury by Epic Doom. It's not having the greatest of all games, but I think it's slightly better maybe than last game on the Spectre. But I think this time around iShitters have a better draft to make a little bit more space for Epic Doom, and I just hope that Epic Doom doesn't join fights now, but just AFKs and pushes waves. Yeah, and midline fight breaks out, and I think they just get a free kill.
Yeah.
By using the silence
ultimate. Daniel was sat there with Invis, waiting for them for Gakeus to step up a little bit, just outside tower range. Sat there with Invis rune. Just waiting for someone to walk up, and Hellboy was a little bit too far away to be able to help there as well. Also
with the global silence going down, I think there was nothing that Hellboy could do. But look at the item queuing up, listen to Emu in the draft panel, going straight for the Yule Scepter to dispel the silence and protect himself. So that's good. I just want to point out a massive difference to game 1 as well. Look at the levels on Chrono. Chrono already level 7, 13 minutes into the game. I think last game picked up level 6 at 16 minutes into the game or something. So unlocking the ultimate on Lich, big advantage in the upcoming team fight.
Points in Frost Shield now, which is
3 points, pretty good. Yeah.
So this is now a huge save. You chuck this on your Timber that goes in, or your Viper that wants to stand there and click. This is massive. Like right now, he's walked away, left his DanielTheWise to go down the mid line. Well, really, I don't think he needed to die there. I think if Chrono had stuck around a little bit longer, or Cleese had stuck around, that would have been a bit more safety. But they saw that they'd seen them under ward walk away, so they knew that he was on his own.
Illusion.
Yeah, I think on the other hand, Epic Doom is really suffering on the XP as well. He just picked up level 8, putting him practically at the same level as his position for a silencer. But all of iShitters are struggling with levels. And Gakeus picked up the Wisdom Rune at 14 minutes.
So Sethwa has raised a very good point that we missed. What do you notice is lacking on iShitters? A stun. They have the Sinister Gaze from Lich. Other than that,
that's a stun. It is a taunt, but technically I think it would work as a stun.
It's a hypnotized channel.
Yeah.
But yes, this no stun lineup is going to hurt them in the long run here. Particularly when these big fights start breaking out, they'll be very reliant on other forms of control, like the Silencer ult, to try and get the kills before Wogan's Wizards can bring their plethora of stuns to bear.
Yeah. I like what Wogan does currently. They are taking over the triangle and farm really aggressively, thereby limiting the areas where Epic Doom can farm.
Might bring out bot. Global Silence used to try and stop the Night Stalker. It's too late for Chrono. It goes down to Night Stalker running at him with the Crippling Fear on. Just pummels and Sith.
Yeah, and meanwhile in the top lane, Hellboy brings down Epic Doom, who stuck around at the tier 1, where 3 heroes were currently farming in the triangle. So they get the free kill plus the last tier 1, or no, the second tier 1 tower falling from iShitters. And Wogan can just go and farm both ancient camps now, with them being unlocked. So maximizing Wogan's Wizard's farm and taking away a lot of precious farm from iShitters.
Maselway has a Vanguard and is going Greaves next. I maybe would have liked to see, if you're going to do this, I'd like to see a pipe or something, I think. Ooh,
Yeah, it
Sort of
might
Fox.
be...
Should be a death hit for Viper.
It's a death for
Stalker
Viper.
right on top of him. You're not even sure Maselway can get away with this. Jacob carried on going. A little bit
I think they are gonna go for Cleese first and then pick up Maselway later on. But a good Lich ult coming out, with unlucky bounces though.
That's typical fashion. Gakeus should go down to Maselway. Maselway dropping very low. Should maybe drop to Hellboy's right clicks. Does indeed. Meanwhile, Night Stalker cleans up with the Lich kill.
Yeah. 4 kills going to Wogan's Wizards, and Epic Doom trying hard to pick up any farm where he can find it on the map. But I think after he died near where the top tier 1 stood, a little bit afraid to go there and push out the wave. So instead he goes back to the triangle where he thinks he's safe, but he is actually under vision, I think. And I think Wogan's Wizards are posturing to take the mid tier
clear
1.
of the vision. He isn't quite under vision, but they can possibly see the effects. I don't know.
Yeah, and this tier 1 tower mid goes down, and the map once again shrinks for iShitters. They've taken no tower again, and all of their tier 1s are gone, and the map is now from half of the map to a third of the map big for them to
He
farm.
wanted further proof of what Wogan's Wizard's game plan is here. Wogan has his Echo Saber, has a Mom, has his Treads, is going Blink Dagger next. So he wants to catch. You are going for a Hex on your Nature's Prophet. They also have Harpoon on Night Stalker, so they are embodying the run at them draft at the moment. I think they have identified that iShitters had a slightly better draft than last time and are determined to end this out quickly.
Though I'm not sure that they should be scared about it getting late anyways. I think they have the build-in Battle Fury in Sven, so they can also build items to deal with the PA. But yeah, they are pushing their advantage at the moment.
Yeah, a PA late game is quite scary. Especially if you get to that point where you're almost 6-slotted. I think it can be
Lich ult going out. Yeah.
easy kill for the Night Stalker. I think if you are the Lich or even with the Silencer, this Night Stalker gets on top of you. Especially in nighttime, you are food, my friend.
Yeah, and it's the Harpoon finished on 85 cent now as well, so there's no way that you ever get out of Crippling Fear, or that you're not getting sucked into the Crippling Fear.
Just want to point out that Jito's getting some great vision down in this game. They've really been stepping up the vision. Look at the whole of Radiant Jungle is visioned up. So this is the Night Stalker's hunting ground here.
Yeah, this is Wogan's Wizard's territory now. iShitters have forfeited their right
They have got an Obsword in there, but in some respects it's kind of misleading. Because they might think that they have that vision advantage, but actually Wogan's Wizards have got 3 wards up for their 1.
Yeah.
A much better view.
But they are smoking into defending this tower with only 4 heroes.
Global Surge used, but you have the Yule Scepter from Hellboy, gets the Dream Coil down.
And barely getting out there as well, and now the turn starts.
Huge swap from Jito.
Yeah, and Wogan is here to chonk.
Wow, that was a huge swap from Jito. And that's just like that. 4 of the 5 members of iShitters are down. PA only escaping
And
by
they
absence.
are going tier 3s.
Yeah, they are no fear. It's tier 3
Well,
turn.
there's some fear, it seems.
Yes,
Well,
the
they have some doubts at least.
The crippling fear on Night Stalker is there as well, you're correct.
Radiant structures are
Now,
fortified.
one thing I haven't noticed, I haven't seen this Frost Shield be used. Maybe I'm just missing invites, but I think it's been chucked out enough. I think this should be getting chucked out on your Timber Saw. I think maybe Chrono is out of range then. I don't like this Glimmer Cape pickup. I'd have preferred to see a 4-star pickup, but that's personal preference. I think it just lets you maneuver a little bit more. The Glimmer's good if you've got a Night Stalker hunting you, I guess, and you need to get out of range, but it only works once, and then the Night Stalker's smart. You buy Dust, or Wogan buys Dust, and then you're in trouble. Glimmer Cape or no Glimmer Cape.
But I mean,
Maselway
invisibility. Oh yeah.
Good. Good stun, stops Maselway from chasing, but still, good. Continue to try.
I think Wogan is out if Wogan is not baiting himself back into the enemy team.
Now Hellboy could be in trouble. Drops the Dream Coil. Does have a
Well, Hellboy is out.
has a shift available, and Gakeus sits in the back line, clicking away, picks up the kill. 85 Black Mild is on top of Epic Doom. First good touch EA and doesn't make it, but Hellboy picks up the kill anyway. Hellboy trying to click down DanielTheWise. DanielTheWise is just clicking away. These Greaves doing some serious work in keeping the iShitters
That
alive
is
in
a
that
team
fight.
wipe.
Look at that. The Frost Shield goes out. There's a team
It's
wipe
hope.
for iShitters.
It is
Wow.
hope for iShitters. And you know what changed the fight, in my opinion? Chrono chucked out the old Lich ulti and he finally got good bounces. And Daniel like clicked like a truck with the DD rune there in the end.
Yeah, Daniel and Maselway put out about the same amount of damage, 2.8k, and Chrono put out 1.9k from the Lich ult.
Yeah.
Huge amount done there.
That was a very good fight.
Sorry, I'm looking at the XP change. It's 4k damage from
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Daniel.
Yeah.
And not too much from the Lich ult. But Lich ult is.
I mean, 800 damage. It is an acceptable amount of damage, given that the Phosphor Silencer put out 178 damage. So it's as much damage as the Sven put out this fight that Chrono did. So I think they take that.
I might have liked to see maybe a Witchblade from Hellboy. He's doing a lot of right clicking in these fights, and if that's not what he wants to do, if that's what he wants to do, then I think he should have gone Witchblade. If he doesn't want to do that, then this Kaya Sanj is great. He's got the.
I think he just goes for the maximum teamfight interrupt for iShitters and
Scout out
staying
Daniel
alive.
here, but they do see that Maselway is incoming. I think Doom finds Hellboy. Can he finish off the kill? He has the rift to get him out. Shows the Duke with the illusory orb.
Oh, and I think Doom picks up the kill
Doom goes
and might get a second one as well. Yep. Alright, we have a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
In our hands. This could be an exciting one. I wonder in the long run how not having the stuns is going to help. Oh, sorry, going to hurt them. But at the moment, so far with these little pickoffs, maybe Wogan's Wizards got a little bit overconfident there. Thought they could stick around a bit longer than they needed to.
Yeah.
We have a Veil
But I
as well
think
on
there is a little bit of hope on the horizon for Wogan's Wizards as well. Jido is working on an Aghanim Scepter and is 1.5k away from the item, and I think that changes the dynamic of Vengeful Spirit a lot.
They will be able to put out a load of impact once they get this axe. Meanwhile, Daniel going for a BKB, which will help negate some of these, maybe some of the damage that he's worried about, maybe some of the control that he's worried about.
And has queued up the Aghanim Scepter afterwards, together with the Shard. And I do like the Aghanim Scepter with the disarm against the Sven in this game. I think it would be a good item to pick up for Daniel. I also like that Daniel picked up a Maelstrom, because that means that maybe accidentally there is some harm to be had.
Ooh, Daniel
He's killing Gakeus top
should
lane.
get a kill there, yeah. A lot of damage dumped
Good
out there
job,
with
Daniel.
With the Maelstrom Hurricane Pike, a lot of damage dumped out.
Chrono has picked up a shard as well, which is great. I think this is a really useful tool for Lich. If nothing else, just being able to drop it down. In some respects, you can some squishy supports you can solo kill with the shard and the ult. But it's quite difficult to pull off because often they have picked up, like you would, a Glimmer Cape or a full staff to get out of this. But also, it's just great in these tight team fights where they're wanting to stand around to drop that down, chuck the Frost Shield on it. Just basically make an absolute menace of yourself.
And on behold, iShitters is actually going for Roche. Would you believe it? The team has grouped up, and they know where Roche is at nighttime, and they are actually trying to take this.
They will lose the tier 2 mid for it in exchange, I think.
But it's a fair trade, I think.
Worthwhile trade.
Yeah. And I think the next team fight will be pretty big because we have 3 BKBs, of course. At the moment, Epic Doom picked up the BKB. They put the Ags, the Aegis.
They've decided to come in after the Aegis is taken. Lich ult is dropped, but it unfortunately bounces onto BKB heroes. It does bounce to Jake. Oh, it nearly kills Gakeus, but Epic Doom manages to finish off the kill. As the Aegis down, Daniel respawns, flicks down Wogan, and now is looking for Hellboy here. Wasn't leashed himself, so he doesn't have to worry about that. However, Jido comes in with a stun. Jido not yet finished that axe, has actually halted on the progress towards that.
Yeah.
And off the back of that, iShitters look to take this top tier 1.
I am once again eating my hat because I wanted to doubt why they put the Aegis on the Viper, but it actually turned out to be the right decision in this fight. Because Wogan has a BKB, not Wogan, Epic Doom has a BKB, and I don't know if Wogan didn't have his ultimate available on Sven, but it was popped very, very late in that fight, so they lacked a lot of damage from that Sven. But yeah, very good fight out of the Roche from iShitters. But I also like the general idea of Wogan's Wizard taking that fight at the Roche pit if they know that iShitters are there, maybe low from the Roche. But yeah. We have a close game. It's only a 2k lead by Wogan's Wizards.
Gakeus. I've not yet seen that come into real impact. I think it was used in the last fight, but I didn't see it have too much in the way of impact. I think he was stuck between a rock and a hard place with the Lich ult bouncing off him. He couldn't afford to step up towards the BKB heroes to do something because it was just going to bounce to him, and took a load of damage from that, and then was finished off by Epic Doom getting a cleave off of another hero, I think.
Yeah. But Gakeus is queuing up a Silver Edge now to break the PA, or the Viper for that matter. And I think they are kind of... I like what iShitters are doing. They are trying to force down the tier 2. And meanwhile, Cleese is just holding their tier 3 in the bot lane and picking up XP levels there. So overall, the map movements are pretty good by both teams currently.
It's going to be interesting as this game goes on to see which team scales better. This was at 11k lead at one point, it's now down to 3k. iShitters have really closed that gap with those 2 massive fights for them. A lot of it on the back of Epic Doom, but if you look at the net worth, it's pretty close all round at the top 6. The question will be, Maselway doesn't need as much, I guess, net worth to have this impact. A lot of what he's doing is living, and that's about it. He is going for
fight breaking out.
Global silence goes down. Meanwhile, Nightstalker's in there, beating away at the Viper.
Oh, and they kill the Sven.
Wogan in place for it. Hellboy is stuck, currently in the trees. No illusory orb available. But he did have Jaunt to get out.
Yeah.
Epic Doom now trapped in the trees. They do have vision, and he dies for it. Great catch by Gakeus there. Blink unavailable.
And they can clean a Maselway now.
Yeah. It was a huge start to the fight, but unfortunately, yeah, a lot of the time focused on Wogan meant that the rest of the team was able to start dumping some damage into these supports, picking off Lich really early, which is great, stop him getting the Frost Shields and the And the ult out.
Yeah,
Schmuck's
and I
done.
think they kind of ran out of a little bit of oomph there. I think for Wogan the fight started even the worst way possible. Wogan popped BKB but didn't pop ult before Global Silence went down, so he had no way to dispel the Global Silence. And then he was once again able to press the ultimate just before he died. So Sven not really putting out the damage that he would expect in a fight, otherwise that would have been an even clearer fight probably for Wogan's Wizards there.
Wogan has BKB, but other than that, he's lacking a little bit in survivability.
He's going for massive damage,
Yeah, he's got
which
the
I
crystal.
agree with.
Crystallis. He's building it into a Silver Edge. He's going for blow you up, and anyone stood behind you with the cleave.
Yeah, I think it's just also another way to deal with the PA. So they build 2 breaks now. One on Wogan, and then Gakeus is also, or was going. He now changed it over to the Ags actually.
We have a smoke from iShitters. They are looking at running bot, trying to push out bot. Are they looking for a catch here? They're going the long way around if that's what they're after. Wogan's Wizards should be acknowledging that there's no one pushing any lanes.
Well, there's Epic Doom on the bot wave, blurred,
you'll see
but
him. They will just run into 85% Black and Mild here.
yeah, but they don't really have vision of them, so it's also scary for iShitters to start a fight now without the PA being closed. But now they're grouped as 5 again. I think they just did the old sweep through your jungle, put vision down, try to deward places, but they haven't found any wards from Dire there. So they are back to addressing waves now. I think Jido has finally managed to finish the Aghanim Scepter on Courier.
Yes, they have. And then
Yes.
they're going for Roots of Bearing, followed by the Axe Shard. Notably, I think
For the dead.
Gakeus is going for the Axe, which I think is a great item. I would have liked to see him pick up a Orchid, because he's trying to get these backlines quite a lot of time in these fights. And, you know, he wants to stop this Lich getting spells off. I think an Orchid would have been nice, but again,
Yeah.
take it with a pinch of salt, my uninformed opinion. Yeah, there we go. Aghanim Scepter and Solar Crest finished on Jido. So they'll be really making a menace. Even if they go down, that's a new set of stuns, new set of waves. It's another swap available. It's really rough for them.
Yeah, and they also got the Tormentor Shard just now. So Jido just sprung up in net worth there.
Absolutely, yeah. That shard pickup, very strong on Venge, as we discussed previously.
And I think Wogan's Wizards are kind of grouping around that triangle, and iShitters have 4 heroes in the bot wave. 5 heroes actually they bring.
You might be looking at the clock and thinking Roche should be up anytime soon. They might it may respawn in the next 30 seconds.
But
a
it
little bit
will
early on the
respawn
timings.
top, most definitely. So they're currently on the wrong side of the map.
Of course, at 35 it'll change over, yeah.
They are going on this Night Stalker though.
Yeah, they
but
don't really
they have the old
catch
catch problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
But BKB is popped.
Chrono could... No, with the BKB popped, they can't do it. I mean, I think you should be happy with the BKB pop there. The Night Stalker's going for a Monkey King bar, I guess, to try and stay on top of this PA
Radiant's middle tower is under
and
attack.
deal with them.
Yeah, I think it's the Sven has the task to deal with anyone else but the PA, and I think just Hellboy helps to control the fight, and then the Night Stalker is supposed to put out a lot of damage. Roche is a long respawn; it's 2 minutes.
Quick. Oh, Global Silence goes down. They get a kill on Jido once.
Yeah,
Do
and
manage
kill
to
the
get
illusion as well. And the wizards are running.
Yeah, the Wizards are respecting that iShitters have taken back over their triangle. Roche
I
has
think
not
this
respawned.
PA. No, Roche is a long spawn. It's 1.5 minutes still. It was a little bit over 2 minutes when it ticked over. I think Epic Doom reaches critical mass. He's going for the Basher next, which I like. Actually going for the full Abyssal Blade, at least queued up. And there is a fight brewing in the top lane. I think Wogan's Wizards want to play for Roche and hold the area. I don't know, no, iShitters are backing up again.
We have a Deso on PA as well. No shard yet. I did see that was queued at one point, they've cancelled it now.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not sure what you're necessarily trying to break in this. It is a lot of health damage in the midst of these fights if there's a bunch of teams grouped up, but
I mean, it is nice to break the Night Stalker because you take away the attack speed and the move speed. You take away the cleave, you take away the damage by Venge from the Vengeance Aura, so there are some things to break.
Yeah, there is true, there are things to break.
But I don't think it is worth at the moment to spend 1400 gold for this. I think going for the Basher might be more meaningful, because a lucky bash on the puck means the puck is dead, for example. So I think the overwhelming damage from Epic Doom, it's a little bit better with building Basher than getting the shot early.
Smoke up from iShitters doesn't catch Daniel. He doesn't come close enough to pass it over either. Oh, there we go.
They're also fighting away from their PA. PA just TP to the bot lane, so I think Wogan's Wizards, they should take this fight.
Oh, like ships in the night, they pass by.
But they are seeing the Svende, I think.
He blinks away.
They also, they also spotted Hellboy, who also blinked away.
Good reactions from Wogan's Wizards.
Yeah, I think Chrono might. Okay, 85% is scared of Chrono. That's a sentence I thought I would never say.
He's going for an Ether Lens on Chrono, so he's going to be sitting at this back. Even more menace, even more reason why you might want to consider picking up a Orchid on Gakeus. I mean, he has the Hex, which is pretty good. But is that enough damage and control to stop them getting their ultimates off?
Roche is going down, and I actually thought iShitters might move towards the pit, but they are, I think, too slow.
It's a slow move. They seemingly knew that Roche was up, or at least that they might be roaching. Global Silence has dropped, so is Dreamquill. Dreamquill catches only Daniel, who pops BKB.
Wogan again presses his ultimate after BKB.
Huge Lich Ult, bounces off too. Jido saves Gakeus. Epic Doom starts to clean up.
Yeah.
Gets the kill on Wogan, looking for more.
Jido does a brilliant job in controlling this PA at the moment, but they take the second kill. They took the Aegis of Wogan's Wizards. They killed Gakeus. Wogan again didn't pop his ultimate before going in. So, again, popped it like he was on 10% HP when he popped BKB and ult, and then immediately died afterwards, respawned with the Aegis with no ultimate. And I think that is a lane of Rax.
Hellboy doing his best to get something in return. He's pushing mid, trying to push the mid tier 3.
Yeah, that's a good shout by Hellboy. It's a very smart play.
Because he knows they're not defing this without Wogan also up. Jido doing their best to keep the creeps at bay with Wave of Terror and chucking out stuns, but has to be a little bit careful because if they wanted to, I think Epic Doom could link across and probably murder them before they can get anything off. A swap to keep...
Swap on Daniel.
Swap, he breaks the leash, which is a good call. Tries to get away.
That was a very good full stuff by Cleese, and Global Silence going out.
Global Silence juice, but 85% Black Amal is in with the hill onto
Doom blowing up Hellboy.
Huge crit onto Epic Doom. Epic Doom, man fighting Wogan, who has popped ultimate, has popped EKB.
Yeah.
They do get the kill onto Epic Doom there. Jido finishing it off.
That was the first fight where Hellboy pressed the button in the right order, and that was the one fight there. Popped his ultimate, popped the Silver Edge, and killed Wogan. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Hellboy's been having a very decent game. Just it's a hard game. Yes.
But died to the lucky crit there, I think.
Yes, I think a lucky crit or a lucky crit. Have they got reveal? No reveal on Wogan.
No.
Just so childish.
Yeah.
It's not a good Lich Ult bouncing between all the little creeps.
Well, okay, they took a lane of Rax from all of that, so we're equal on Rax now. I think they bought back Hellboy for this fight, so I think this might still be a net advantage for iShitters. But they also, I mean, they managed to kill the PA, which was a pretty big kill in that engagement outside of Wizard's base. But all in all, I think both teams should be pretty much happy with how this game is going. And I think, yeah, if you look at the win percentage, it also looks pretty even at the moment.
Yeah. Chrono is now going for a Rod of Atos. I'm not 100% sure on this, though, but he's recognised that the lack of catch they have, but I don't know that him getting it is the answer here. I would think he should be looking at something like an Aeon Disc to live more in these fights. Personally.
He could also get an Ags. I think he could also consider getting a Hex against a Puck. But Puck also picked up an Aeon Disc themselves, so very hard to kill right now. But they might find Gakeus in the bot lane. Yeah, Gakeus TPing out. You'll stop.
Finished on
Cancel.
Night Stalker, and it is going now for an Abyssal Blade.
Yeah, and Gakeus going down in the bot lane.
Rests in the Revenant's hands.
And I like what Wogan is doing now. Wogan is queuing up the Satanic to have another purge against the Global Silence. I think it's desperately needed in those fights in order to get the spells off. Because also Warcry from Sven is super big against PA. Giving his team 25 bonus armor against PA is massive. So I think Wogan just needs to press his spells in every team fight that they are going into.
So Daniel is going for the Aghanims on Viper. We already have an Atos on the Silencer, and we're getting a second Atos on the Lich. Why? Maybe someone could tell me why you wouldn't just build the Maelstrom into a Gleipnir on Wogan, on Daniel, sorry.
I think because Gleipnir is very expensive, it's not a very good item after it's been nerfed, and it doesn't really give Viper the stats that Viper wants. I think the Aghanim Scepter gives them more utility on the team, so I like the idea of picking it up by Daniel. I don't think the Gleipnir gives him the same stats-wise, but also utility-wise than the Axe does. The disarm is just massive against the Sven, against the Night Stalker. Yeah, so I think it's good what Daniel. I think the item decision is right. I don't like that Daniel bought the shard. I think they are not really sieging at the moment.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Just you wait, when they win that next big fight, and they start sieging the high ground again, it will come in ultimate use.
Yep.
Cowboy Bottles are haste rune. They're looking at mid. They are grouped a little bit in the mid line on iShitters.
Yeah, this is typical Goonternational Dota.
Yeah. No one has a smoke.
No one has a smoke, but also 5 heroes grouped together, being a little bit anxious about a fight breaking out and them not all holding hands. And I think Wogan's Wizards do a better job in spreading out and farm across the map currently. Yeah. It is daytime, it is shifting now to nighttime, and I think now is the time where they really want to fight. And they see Sven.
They do see Sven. They stopped to take the outpost instead, which I'm maybe think you could have got a pick off on Sven there. Been really useful.
Yeah. And Gakeus shifted over to the old split push on the Nature's Prophet now. Putting pressure on the map, putting pressure on this bot lane.
As Area points out, we have an Abyssal on EA as well.
Yeah, and the fight breaks out in the mid line.
Oh, they kill Epic Doom.
They kill Epic Doom from the start. Daniel also on half health.
Wogan on top of Maselway, but that's not the target you want to hitting. Plenty of much juicier targets to hit for the Timber Saw.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter. I think Wogan's Wizards figured out how to win the fight. They killed the PA at the start.
Yeah, there was some great target prioritization there. Blow up the PA, even during the duration of the global silence, which was pretty quick. Maybe could have been slightly earlier, but nonetheless, not much to stop them running down mid and just forcing buybacks here. Yeah, PA buys back, silence buys back, and we're going to have a Viper buyback as well. If these two run into the whole team, it's going to be another two instant diebacks for iShitters, and there's the Viper buyback. They need to buy time for at least Timber to come back.
But I do think Wogan's Wizards need to be careful. Wogan doesn't have ultimate anymore, and it's 24 seconds until his next ultimate comes up. So this is the time where they actually could kill Wogan. But I think iShitters are a little bit scared of taking a fight into
with the buybacks.
The Wizards,
really
even though they have no ultimates up.
Yeah, they kind of need to get something back in response to that. Those buybacks, 3 buybacks, and Wogan's Wizards will be happy with that. Happy to back off, farm their way through the map again. Maybe think about taking Rosh, because Roshan is up.
Yeah, Roshan just respawned.
And there's a cheese in the pit still. I didn't miss that before. No one picked up the cheese from when Wogan's Wizards took the Aegis.
No, they don't like cheese. I think they firmly agreed that they don't need this item. This Roche holds now a refresher shard. There might be an argument for Wogan's Wizards to wait until Roche goes to the bottom half of the map, but it is risky, and I think they are straight going into the road pits. Instead of waiting for the Aghanims upgrades, they are taking this refresher shard. I would think they put it on the puck.
Anyone making space with this Aegis?
Wogan is making space. Not the best Aegis carrier.
Particularly as he's popping his ultimate, probably. Hellway did pick up the other piece of cheese, and Interesting Black Cloud has picked up both the refresher shard and the cheese.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So refresher on the Night Dude, not the worst, I would say.
Yeah, I think the problem
that probably gives them the vision for the next fight.
Has Satanic finished on Wogan as well. Going for an AC finally on the Night Stalker.
Yeah, Night Stalker has finished the Monkey King bar. So he's now a threat to this PA. Abyssal Blades, and Monkey King bar and BKB. So this Night Stalker is fat.
As Jesper points out, they could put the shard on Wogan so he could not press R twice.
Yeah, that's true. That would have been the play probably. But maybe they still do it once Wogan respawns. Maybe they swap him out, give him the shard, and then they go again.
What we've seen, this is iShitters are certainly not down and out in this fight. They could one really good fight can really make the difference here. I think it's now very difficult. They're now kind of fallen an item behind on 2 of the cores. I mean, the PA is kind of keeping track. Has the shard now, as well as started building some Deso stacks. But Timbersaw and Viper started to fall. Viper has finished the Axe.
The buyback did hurt them.
Yes, quite a lot.
But yeah, I wouldn't count them out. There's still the possibility that the PA just cleaves kills and crits people.
We have the Dream Core Pierce's debuff immunity on Puck now, the 25 talent.
That is very big, yeah.
Yeah, that's huge, as well as the God Strength damage bonus on Wogan.
Yeah, and I think also what is very big against the PA is Sprout leashes, because if PA is in the Sprout, PA cannot do anything in the fights, so PA needs to press BKB to get out or get force-stabbed out of the Sprout. So they have another PA solution now.
Smoke up from iShitters, they're going to go on the side. They found Gakeus. They have the lockdown for him now, but he has Silver Edge and does scouted out by the Shivas.
Yeah, and Night Stalker going down though.
Yeah, Wogan loses the Aegis.
has no ultimate when he comes back. I think Wogan needs to back out of this fight.
Trying to continue fighting, but he has nothing to get disarmed by the Viper. And that's going to be nearly a team wipe. Hellboy backs out. They're going to be a death hit, probably for Judo as well. I think if you're
Illusion dies, 4 heroes dead, Aegis killed. That was the big turnaround.
You lose a hero in the fifth lich. That's in your POS 5. That is a huge fight for iShitters.
Like, everything went wrong in this fight again. That could go wrong. They fought in the puddle. The Night Stalker didn't press Crippling Fear before going in. I think just like...
Look how little
Go
damage
ahead,
Wogan did in that fight. 1,800. Meanwhile, he had a PA who did 10k damage in that fight.
It was, again, like the pressing the buttons comes very late from Wogan's once the fight starts. He just needs to mash, like, fist on the keyboard, press everything available,
and then go in. First. Press God String, then go in.
Yeah.
Don't stand there
They buy back on a lot of heroes, and I think this is the deciding fight now.
Global used. Man fighting the PA.
Yeah, PA dead, but
Viper's
Wogan also going down.
Wogan dies.
Yeah.
That's dieback from
Wogan. Dieback.
Buyback from 4 of...
I think iShitters need to leave. Yeah, they lost the game just now.
I think that's it. I believe it's a
they didn't back off. They should have respected the buybacks and just back the fuck out of the enemy base, but they were very excited, being like wiping Wogan's Wizards in front of their own base, and I think they just lost this. I would say, because they don't have buybacks on the 3 heroes that are dead, and it's 90 seconds without them. 4 heroes barreling down the mid lane. Hellboy has a DD as well, so this will be one hell of a hold that they... And the Lich is not going down because he has a Glimmer.
He needs to drop his spells right now.
But Maselway is dead. Maselway is dead.
Actually, too late.
Chrono also dead. 5 heroes dead.
It's 5 heroes dead.
What ein game. What ein game, Kieran. Wogan's Wizards take game 2 and take the series in a... not very convincing fashion, I have to say.
It was looking sketchy at times there, but ultimately Wogan's Wizards are successful. They do manage to pull it off.
Yeah.
It's wow, what a game.
What a game.
Closer than I think it had any right to be. And I'm thrilled that we were able to watch, really. I mean, I genuinely was not expecting some of those fights from iShitters. Epic Doom had a great game on PA, did PA things. Yeah. Yeah, once that happened, it was hard. Even though with the items, Wogan's Wizards were struggling some of those fights, mostly due to Wogan not pushing the buttons in the right order. Has to be said.
I think also Daniel, way better game on this Viper. I think that's a hero he's more comfortable on. And I want to give a shout out to Cleese, because the global silences were on point in most of the fights.
Yeah.
Really, really fucking good.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, in this game, we saw a Goon Vengeful Spirit that had impact. So props to Jido for that, and props to Cleese from the last game.
Yeah, and I just want to point out one last stat. If you look at the damage column, and if you then look at Wogan, Wogan did the 4th least, or the 2nd least damage on his team. It was barely ahead of this Jido Vengeful Spirit.
Wow.
So Wogan, fix your buttons, and then go in and chonk people next time. But overall, good performance from Wogan's Wizards, and I think a deserved win of the series against iShitters.
Yeah. Right. It's late, and I think that
it's very late,
for this series of the Goon International Wogan's Wizards versus iShitters. Congratulations to Wogan's winners, taking the 2-0, but very well played to iShitters. All right. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you all those who followed during the stream. Really appreciate that, and hope to see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.